Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is going to be a Wing It Wednesday. I got a couple of topics that I want to just wing it with my panel. There's no thumbnail tonight. There's no bullet points, okay? There's just kind of like a show where we're winging it, and then I will eventually bring people in to discuss this that know about this particular topic. Not the passport bro, because we all know about the passport bro. But my other topic that I want to touch on a little bit, which is Karen culture. Is it connected to the slave plantation? Okay. That one's a little layered, and rock with me. I'll get into it. You're like, how is that connected? We'll get into it. But we're going to start with Passport Bro sentenced to death in China. So welcome, 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 mi gente, to another episode of On the Block with Jen. If you're here for the first time, hi, baby. Where you been? Okay. If you're not, hi. How are you? Good to see you back. Don't forget, you can reach me at On the Block with Jen on all social media platforms. That is TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. If you want to reach me personally, I am On the Block with Jen at Gmail. On the Block with Jen at Gmail. A lot of you say, even some of my close people say Jen on the Block. I am not Jen on the Block. I am On the Block with Jen. Okay, it's not Jen on the Block. It's On the Block with Jen. Say it with me. On the Block with Jen. That's me, okay? I'm YouTube's bad girl and your favorite devil's advocate up in this bitch. So get my name right, okay? If you want to support the show, yes, pay the lady, honey. If you want to support the show, please, by all means, hit my Cash App. Let me throw that up for you really quickly. There it is, right there scrolling on the bottom. I am also On the Block with Jen at Cash App. If you're catching the replay and you want to support the show, do me a favor. Hit my Cash App while I'm washing my dishes or doing my laundry or washing my hair. I love to hear my phone ring. And it's a little Cash App gift from someone who appreciated the content when we weren't even live, okay? We're working hard up here trying to bring you good entertainment. If you caught last night's show and stayed to the end, it was a freaking roast of all roast, okay? It started serious, but then we lightened it up and it was an absolute block party up here. And that happens a lot on the Block with Jen. So you're going to like to be here. You know what I mean? Even if you don't participate on the panel in the chat, just watching, you're going to enjoy it here. Okay. We have a very, very a diverse panel. Everybody's shooting straight from the hip. Everybody's getting their say. I don't stop people from saying shit. Black, white, yellow, blue, green, gay, straight. I told you could come up here, say it with your face. We don't argue with avatars. That was in 2022. We don't do that anymore. 2023, say it with your face or go somewhere else. Okay. We like faces. Faces make for better conversations. If you'd like to throw a comment in the comment section, you want me to see it right away, please attach it to a super chat, like Tristan just did. Thank you, Tristan. Tristan says, I don't know what he did, but China don't play, so don't do no criminal shit. No, China does not play. But I think he deserves a death sentence. We'll get into what he did. But he definitely, this passport bro in particular, definitely deserves a death sentence. Okay, so guys, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, George Cook? All right, guys, so I want to get into this Wing It Wednesday. We're all going to kind of wing it. I told all my peoples, let's just wing it. Let's talk about this. This is some stuff that I have on my mind, and we'll dissect it deeper if I hear back from the people that I want to partake on a panel, with these subjects, then we'll revisit for sure. And we could revisit because not everybody catches every show. So it's always something new and popping, okay? So I'm going to get my people up here early and let's get into this. Yes, Passport Bro sentenced to death in China. Don't forget, you want to support the show, Super Chat or Cash App. And I really, really want to thank one particular gentleman. I do want to leave him anonymous because I don't want to put his business out there like that. But he did Super Chat me and then he Gmailed me, which I thought was really, really dope because he's showing, and I'm gonna post a video about that later on my Instagram, about people, their first contact with you is wanting something from you, right? And it should be reciprocal. Your first interaction with someone should never be asking them for something and you guys don't have a rapport and you've never spoken to each other before, never approached someone you do not know, you've never had a conversation with, to ask for something. I think it's ask backwards, okay? Who raised you? Who raised you? Never go to anybody's house empty-handed. Who raised y'all? So I thought it was really, really dope. He sent me the super chat, got my attention. Then when he did Gmail me, I knew who he was because I remember his name from the Cash App, and I was like, let me see what he got to say, because whatever he got to say, he's serious about, okay? Because he put his money in the pot. And then he asked me for something, and I went and hooked him up with it. You see how that works? It should be reciprocal, okay? We all work hard to build our networks and know the people that we know, so we don't just pass off our connections to people just because you come to and be like, can you help me talk to such and such, right? No, that's not how it works, okay? So I thought that was really, really dope. So take note, okay? He got my attention. Then he asked me for something. I see it, okay? That's how you do it. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was very, very cool. I was like, all right, this guy is on it. All right. So thank you to all the people who do the Cash Apps, okay? All right, guys. So let's get into this. Let me drop the we teaching up here. I told you it's church up in here, okay? Pay your tithes. It's church up in here every now and then. You learn some shit. People be empty-handed as fuck asking you for shit. Hey, can you connect? I see you know such and such. Can you get me on a call with them? I saw you at such and such place. Can you get me in there? Don't even know these people from a can of paint. That's not how life works. It's not how life works. And I'm talking to men and women. It's not how life works. Y'all are bugging. What's wrong with y'all? We gonna learn. We gonna learn on the block. I don't mind teaching you now. All right, so I dropped the link. You guys could come up here. I did post the story of the passport bro that got sentenced to death in China. It is in my community section. A couple of you saw it. A couple of you commented on it. So yeah, China said, not here. Get away with that shit in America. Not here. So shout out to China, I guess. What's up, Cored? Cored is watching from work. He says he can't troll today. Oh, shucks. All right, guys. So I dropped the link. Let's get up here. Let's do this Wing It Wednesday. I hit up Lily. I was like, Lily, I was procrastinating as fuck today. What are we going to do? She said, wing it. We going to wing it. We are going to wing it. Haran should be coming through too. You know Haran. Haran is the Naomi Campbell of the panel. He has to waltz in when he feels like it. So we will wait for Haran, Naomi, DeMarco. Hi, Lily.
China.
You know,
China. I can't say it without saying it like that.
You know what? My daughter does that stupid Trump China voice, and I hate it. And she does it. China.
I can't say it regularly no more. I would never be able to say it regularly.
The virus came from China.
China. Like, I swear, like, it never gets old.
Hey, no, saying I love those colors, Lily. You give me life every time. And hey, I got adventurous today. I did gray.
I see you're moving. This is like shades of gray. One shade of gray.
I'm gray. It's lighter than black. It's lighter than black.
I mean, like, hey, taking risks.
I'm taking risks. I was like, great. And I almost did the glasses too. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not gray enough. Let me do gray and gray. Gray on gray, everybody.
That's so funny because I was actually going to do a pair of glasses today. I got enough back there. I don't ever wear them on the show. I need to start.
Oh my God, I'm going to start selling them, Lily, because I literally have hundreds of glasses because my daughter, she models for a lot of the glasses companies, and they just send her boxes and boxes. And when I tell you I have boxes of like those really cute designer frames, like every color you could think of, every shape, rhinestones, little so many, every single fucking color. So I'm gonna start selling them because they're just sitting there and they're brand new. Because after she models with them, like she's done with them. So
yeah,
I'm like,
I'll take a lot of stuff.
I'm like, I'll take them. So I'm going to start selling those to the girls because I'll be selling them a lot cheaper than you can get them online, of course. I'll sell them for a couple bucks just to get rid of them. You know what I mean?
I'm serious. That's how you do it. Like, I go thrifting and I get stuff for dirt cheap. And I still sell it for cheaper than they'll get it from anywhere else. And it's good quality stuff because the thing is, a lot of this, here in New York, when models like me work, right? They can't put it on the floor. So when I shoot for Target or whatever brand I shoot for, once they literally throw it on me, throw me in front of the camera, snap, snatch it off of me, throw on the next outfit, and it just like that. So after they're done with it, they can't put it on the floor. The tags haven't even been taken off or anything, so they just send them to thrift stores.
Yep.
And
I have a lot of those. I have a lot of those just worn once things too, and I got stuff still with tags on them too. I do want to get this guy's name. That's the least I should do. Get his name since he's going to be put to death. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Let me get his name at least.
Okay, now my computer's acting right. Okay, there.
That's the least we could do is name the man who's going to die.
Right.
What is his name? What is his name?
No Saint, what's up? You know I can't really see on my phone because I forgot to turn my light up, so I can only see you on the computer. So I was like, oh, No Saint's here.
I've been listening.
Oh, I see here he appealed.
So that'll go well.
Yeah, but this is China.
No,
that's why I said I'm sure that'll go well.
He lost to the appeal. Sorry, guy.
Yeah, I didn't see that going well.
Just remember,
just off GP.
Right.
Like, listen, they don't like us. They ain't dealing with us. And can you blame them?
Where is this man's name? And I need the name. Oh, here we go. His name is Shadid Abdul Mateen. That is his name.
Wasn't going to get. See, I didn't know.
Shadid Abdul Mateen is his name, but he looks like, sounds and looks like regular black man. I know that name sounds Muslim, right? That's Muslim. I'm assuming.
That's why I said he ain't gonna get it because that's just too ethnic for China. Because they, you know what they doing to the Muslims over there.
It's too ethnic.
They are. China is really racist.
Very.
Anybody but the Han Chinese.
Right.
If you're not Han Chinese, you're.
So here's the thing. Great fucking point. No Saint. You know why? Because a lot of the places that these passport bros are going, here's the thing. The world is racist, right? Meaning you can find racist people all over the world.
Of course.
Okay. All over the world, right? And racist people, right? Of course, there are racist people that are against anything of color, which is Asian, which is Black, which is Latino or Latinx or Latine, right? Whatever they're saying these days. This week, right? But however, one of my blonde, blue-eyed cousins, right, can travel to China and is still going to present as what? Caucasian, right? Yeah. Now, my daddy traveling to China, he's going to look like a big old black man. And that's that. So I think what black men are missing that are doing these passport bro trips is that you can't hide, right? No one gives a damn about your ethnicity, where you are, if you are dark or brown skin. You can't hide. You can't go out to China and be like, whoa, wait, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm not black.
Nope.
They don't care. They see color. And that's all over the world. I don't care if you go to Istanbul or Russia, wherever you go, China, wherever you go. If you have dark or brown skin, you're considered black to them, right? And I think that these men aren't considering that when they travel. So they're traveling with the thought of, I'm a god wherever I go because everyone wants the black man. You forget there's racism all over the world.
And everyone also hates losing their women to black men more than anyone else.
Correct.
All right. So,
and before you go, No Saint, there's a guy, I have to find him here on YouTube. I discovered him some years ago and I fell in love with this channel, but then since then lost it. But he's a black man who goes to just random various countries around the world and shares the black experience from that particular country. And Jen, you hit it on the nail. My takeaway from binge watching his channel is that racism is all over the world. You're black everywhere you go. So if you leave here, you be black. They might not call you the N-word, but but you're still going to be on the lower caste system in anywhere you go. And it looks the same all over the world.
And that makeup is giving. That's something that I would I would accept on my face, Lily.
Okay, this is my like quick. Remember I told you I was gonna do quick makeup?
But you see, that's your quick one, and that's the one I would like because I barely like makeup. But no, I love that. I love the green. It'll bring out the brown in my eyes. I love the brown lip. That's me.
That is so funny. I say this all the time. The quicker I do my makeup, the less makeup I do, the more compliments I get. Never fails. Ever.
No, I love that. Hello, Hafsat Shuru says finally caught alive. Welcome, darling. Welcome. Sit back, enjoy. No, Saint, you were saying. Let's get into this.
What I was gonna say is when you bring up they don't like what they don't like, and you may be right as far as they don't like black men more. That may be true, but in China in particular, they don't like foreigners coming to get their women because they don't have a lot of women. The one child policy, they wanted males. So a lot of times they have when North Koreans cross the border, if they're females, they'll get kidnapped and used as a wife, more or less. They're and not just that, they don't like foreigners. So that's why I said you may be right. They might not like black people more. I'm not saying that is true or not, but I do watch people that have lived in China, Americans that spoke Chinese, lived in China for over 10 years. Now they're doing podcasts here, and they would go with their Chinese wife, and it's not like they don't like you and they're talking behind your back. No, you're sitting outside. Mm-hmm. They're not allowing you to sit at the tables inside. Yeah. I mean, it is blatant. Yeah, it is blatant.
Okay, China.
It is like 1950s racism.
Yeah, without the violence. But it's
okay, China.
Yeah. Now, my brother lived in South Korea twice. But he loved it there. He said now they actually, because it's that thing, because he's a tall black man, they think he's a basketball player. So maybe that's what it is.
maybe an athlete, right?
Yeah, he signed plenty of autographs. Oh,
that's hilarious.
He took full advantage of it.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
So China is a little bit different in that sense. I don't want to go too far off the subject, but I'm just going to say that their population is going to be on a huge decline. They're in their last. So all this talk about China is going to rule the world. They're in their last generation of because their population is aging 40, 50. Once they hit that 60, 70, they are on a steep decline. But let's not. We don't have to get into geopolitical.
Actually, I wanted to go a little further because you're right. This is Wing It Wednesday. We're winging it, no say.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I want to go a little further to say not only that, because I was thinking that they were going to be the next superpower, but see, I thought they were going to violate one of the rules, right? And we've discussed that rule, which is quick growth is usually never good. Right?
No.
And they exploded overnight. And so I was thinking, well, maybe they might be the exception to the rule. But then because of the population decline that they're about to face, as well as the biggest part of their economy is in housing, right? Yep. But they are experiencing one of the worst housing crises ever because of how they did it. They were it was greed, They was taking people's pre-order money because, like, if you're in China, even more so than America, your home is like it is your biggest investment, hands down. So people invested in real estate because they thought that was the safest way to go. So they were pre-buying homes and condos and things like that, right? And so they were throwing these cheap condos and homes up. But then what happened is they started taking this. What happened? The COVID happened, and then they had a crazy lockdown, and so they stopped building. But they were steadily taking pre-orders. And then it's starting to collapse. And now people have gotten to the point where they're like, you know what? We're not even going to pay for our mortgage. They stopped. People have collectively agreed, even in a country that is very censored, they found a way to band together and agree together to stop paying mortgage to their corrupt government. And that's what I always talk about when it comes to like politics and stuff. I'm like, you do realize they work for us, right? You do realize there's more of us than it is them, right? So why are people so afraid of the government, which is so weird to me, but yeah.
Mental.
Yeah.
I mean, Jen, I don't know how deep you want to dive into this, or we can talk about it later. I don't want to I don't want to hijack, because I could talk with you two about many things. What she's talking about the fast growth is exactly right. It's the same thing that happened to Japan. Japan had a fast growth. Well, Japan's economy has not grown since like 1994. They've been in a stagnant, and with the United States, it was more natural. It was a natural growth. It wasn't overnight. So, and when she's talking about the housing, it's first of all, it is cheaply made. A lot of it's falling apart. They have empty cities.
Yes,
empty cities, whole cities that are
than
empty,
New York,
and they're empty.
Yes.
On top of that, they have, and I'm just talking about how China is not as, they're surrounded by enemies that they made themselves. They're surrounded by Japan, Vietnam, all these people that are in Australia, and they have to import all their food. They don't have, and they don't have a lot of water either, a lot of clean water either. On top of that, China, and so they have an authoritarian government, which is why I'm interested to hear about what happened with this young man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight and just read what's going on with his case for everyone asking what he did. He killed his girlfriend.
That's never good.
That's never good. So I'll just read this really quickly for everyone that's just coming in the room. Please hit that like and subscribe. And if you want to come up on the panel, you are welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have more information on this, or another passport bro that's shit out of luck in another country, because I've heard some stories of them getting robbed and stuff like that, but they're not going to promote that. So it says here, the initial ruling by the lower court held that after a disagreement over the pair's breakup in June 2019, the defendant arranged to meet and talk with the victim, a woman surnamed Chen, at a bus stop in Ningbo before killing her. The High People's Court of Zhejiang province found that the facts found by the Ningbo Intermediate People's Court were clear. The evidence was true and sufficient. The conviction was accurate. The sentence was appropriate, and the trial procedure was lawful. So it made the above ruling. The court has forwarded the case to the Supreme People's Court for approval, a necessary final step in such cases before the sentence is carried out. It is extremely rare for the country's highest court to question such verdicts and ask lower courts to revisit such cases, even though this can be done. Amnesty International said in a report earlier this year that it believes China carries out thousands of executions each year, but the exact number is a state secret.
Everything's a damn state secret over there.
The defendant had legal representation appointed by the court, and officials from the U.S. Consulate General in Shanghai were in court to witness Thursday's verdict. When asked for comment, a U.S. Embassy spokesperson told Reuters that they were aware of a court decision related to a U.S. citizen. We take seriously our responsibility to assess U.S. citizens abroad and are monitoring the situation, the spokesperson said via an email. Due to privacy considerations, we have no further comment. In other words, fuck that dude.
Right. And don't ask us about him again.
Fuck that dude, basically is what they're saying. So he broke up with the girlfriend, the Chinese girlfriend. Okay, so who I'm sure was fit, feminine, and friendly, broke up with her, arranged to meet her, and then stabbed her to death. And there it is. And now he is sentenced to death, which proves, right? Someone made a comment earlier on the YouTube channel, which he was like, yeah, wherever you go, there you are, right? And I was like, I love that, because no matter where you go, you're still going to be who you are. Which is why I asked the question, rejected here, rejected, reject wherever else you go, unless you are paying, right? That is why they stress paying wherever you go, right? These women, but the passport bros are fully convinced that these women are, you know what I mean, dying to meet them and marry them and have their babies. And, you know what I mean, they're just waiting there, lonely and destitute, and just waiting for these Prince Charmings, you know, to swoop in and save them. And I know they like to promote it like some sort of glamorous lifestyle where you're going to go and a woman's going to kiss your feet, but you got to pay. You have to pay. You have to be able to provide something. And unfortunately for those women, the little bit of money you have here is a lot of money out there. I keep saying that over and over again. I know we've had people up here trying to glamorize the passport bro, but it's a really ugly, seedy side to it. But they're not going to promote that. They're not going to talk about this guy who just got sentenced to death and what have. They're not going to promote the guys that get robbed, for their passports and their laptops and their iPads and their Apple phones. They're not going to tell you the ones that get drugged. You know what I mean? They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you those stories, right? Because a lot of people have monetized getting other passport bros out there. So he's going to die.
Yes, he is. And this further proves our point on how insults are extremely dangerous. Mm-hmm. A lonely man is very dangerous. A man who's steadily receiving rejection is very dangerous. Because this is not like he went to another country and did something stupid like bring a weed pen or something, right? Or what was the one
steal a poster, North Korea.
I was about to say steal a poster. That was the one I was going to use. I was like, what is somebody stole? Yeah, he wasn't stealing posters. Like, this man knows he's in another country, in a country that is with tensions with our country. Mm-hmm. And you murder one of their women that they have few of, because I just found that out through No Saint, that they have few of. Like, that's brazen. That's not stupid. That's not, I don't know. It's just, it says an awful lot. So if they will do that on foreign land, knowing what your possible consequences are, over here, this further goes and illustrates what we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm. No, nobody panic. I'm trying some shit. Because I have to learn how to share a damn screen, and I still don't know how to friggin' do it.
Like, I want to learn how to put a background, and I can't figure it out.
I really want to. I have to learn, because we have to screen Lily's movie too, and I don't know how to share a screen, and I'd like to share screen, but I don't want to.
That's going to be an interesting show.
Yes, it is. I'm so looking forward to it. Oh
God.
See, right now it's just showing. It says share screen, but it says choose what to share. StreamYard.com wants to share contents of your screen. See, but I don't know. I don't want to shut us all the way completely down. I don't know.
Okay, so do we want to go ahead and start answering George's question?
I saw what George said. And we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
So
see what you get. Yeah. See, I can't fucking. Yeah, I got to find out behind the fucking scenes, because I wanted to show you. See, I disappeared myself.
Yeah, we about to have a short show messing with you.
Right, for real. All right. So anyway, if anyone wants to know who the man is, I put him in my community section. I can't play it for you because I don't know how to share my screen. I'm still struggle streaming 2 years later, but he's in my community section, and he's giving a whole spiel about who he is and what he likes. And I don't know, it sounds like almost kind of like a dating profile. Like, he's talking about who he is, what he does, what he likes to do, where he's from, what his experience is, what his school background is. Things like that. So if you want to see who it is, he's in my community section. The video is there, but
he gives me socially awkward.
Yes.
Yeah, he gives me socially awkward. And I'm like, if you're socially awkward here, first of all, we're dealing with a language and cultural barrier. So if you can't get your own culture together,
right.
But that could be a good way to hide that social awkwardness. It really can be, because
What?
I'm saying, if you're socially awkward and you're going into a foreign country, they don't know, they're not really used to your culture. It kind of hides your awkwardness. Like, you may be awkward in the United States. They're just thinking, oh, it's an American.
Yep. But here's the funny thing. Next time we revisit this, I'm going to show the man, Austin Holloman, after he got ousted from Brazil, he ran to Thailand.
Right.
And he's in a video, and this woman is treating him like he's a duck.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah, we haven't covered that yet.
We'll revisit. We
I
will
saw that.
revisit. Like, she's treating him like he's a duck. So obviously he's not able to hide his social awkwardness everywhere. Right. And the funny thing is that people are like, oh yeah, you guys say the passport bros are always ugly, but Austin Holloman, he's a good looking man. If you're socially awkward, it doesn't matter how good looking you are. I've met bodybuilders that were fucking socially awkward.
Well, that's what's funny is I sent you that video. I don't know if you ever got a chance to watch it. He was talking about the manosphere and all the different and one of the things he said, and he was so good, he was so spot on though. He's saying like when you're talking about like autistic people can be awkward, right? They can be social, they can be very normal but awkward, right? And he was basically saying, but for a female awkward autistic girl, a guy looks at it, and he showed one girl on some show. I guess these two autistic people were dating each other. The girl was good looking. And a guy will say, "Oh, she's kind of cute, quirky, but cute." It's so a woman gets away, like an autistic girl won't have problems because her quirks are looked at as cute and not so much or maybe different, not as so. Yeah, the guys have it rough sometimes when it comes to here's awkwardness.
But they have it rough because they will smash anything. It's their fault. That's why I asked the question on another show. Did men create the world that treats them badly? Because they have lower standards than women do. But women have higher standards. Women
I hear what you're saying, but this girl was not. She was a good looking autistic girl. And
so
it
even
wasn't
more.
And it wasn't like Rain Man autistic. It was just a little, not even. I don't want to say off. It was just. She would do
like autistic, just high functioning autistic.
Yeah, but this one like maybe
on the spectrum is what they're
even. Yeah, you wouldn't even know she was autistic unless you got a diagnosis. But she just had a little quirkiness about her, and
so then it doesn't even count. Then it doesn't even count if it's barely detectable and she's an attractive woman. Of course, guys are going to be like, "Hey, I'll smash."
Yes, I've seen guys with.
But guys don't get that. Guys don't. I'm sorry, Lily, but guys don't necessarily get that pass.
No. Because women have higher standards. They're looking to mate and procreate, right? So women have higher standards for when it comes to awkwardness and a guy being quirky.
Genesis. I thought we covered that women are eugenists on the low.
Yeah.
Or if you're a gen on the high.
Hello. There's a movie. It's funny, Lily. There's a movie called what the fuck is the name of that movie? I think it's. And I said, that's it right there. That is how women look at men. That's it right there. This is a horror movie, but this is it right there. Let me see if this is it. Yep, this is it. Okay, the movie Species. Okay, there's this beautiful alien. Well, the alien is ugly, but the alien comes down, gets in the body of this beautiful woman, statuesque woman, looks like a model, and she's looking to mate. Right. And she goes around and she can grab the man. And when she grabs the man, she can x-ray because she's an alien. She can x-ray him in and out, inside, look at his heart beating and everything. And she can tell like, oh, this person is sick or this person is diseased. That's women.
Yeah, it's true.
We're the alien. We're the alien in Species. If you're wondering how women think, that is how we look at you. That's how we look at you. Like, I don't know about this guy's nose. Is my baby going to get that nose? I don't know.
I can put that nose on a boy, but not a girl or whatever. Like, women think like that.
That's why I say salute to Beyonce, honey, because she did not need that money. Okay.
Well, she took a $1 billion gamble, but like you said, she didn't need the money.
She didn't need the money.
Like
so that was
last week, though. Beyonce and Jay give me the type that they don't leave a dime on the table.
I get it and I understand, but she took looking at that man's face, and all due respect to Jay, because he's a New Yorker and you know what I mean, made to fit it more famous than a Yankee can. That's our dude.
We love him.
With that said, looking at him, I would have been like, I don't know, because we may have a girl. She's gonna end up with that face. I'm sorry.
And the older he gets, it's just not.
Oh, what? Yeah, he's morphing. I'm like, can it get any worse? Jay, like, slow your face down. It's getting worse.
Yeah, I didn't think it could get worse. And then he turned like 56 or whatever it is.
No
now
saint.
that
No
I'm trying to,
saint.
yeah.
No saint and all the other men watching, I told you about the conversations that women have behind closed doors. You just heard one. That is how we talk. And don't let us get into sex, because then you'll really feel bad. But this is how women talk. These are real conversations. But men continue to think that women are just sitting around with their thumb up their ass, just waiting for you to come around.
Knitting.
And just waiting for you to come around and decide what we should do. No. What were you gonna say?
I'm trying to think of the other. Wasn't his brother in Run DMC? And I think maybe in charge of Def Comedy Jam back in the day.
Rev Run?
No.
Simmons. Russell
Simmons.
Uh-huh.
Russell Simmons. That's another guy that's not it's only a face his mother could love.
Oh yeah, he's funny looking too.
Yeah, he's definitely funny
Russell's
looking.
funny looking.
He's definitely funny looking, but he ain't no Jay-Z.
Yeah, Jay has a very interesting face.
He needed to be a billionaire. He really needed to be a billionaire.
But you know what? There was a time in between when no one knew Jay, and the Jay that's the mogul, like in between, he had a cute couple of months.
Yeah,
you remember that?
You had to squint though.
Remember that? He had the little gold grill. His hair was cut low. You know what I mean? There was a time he was cute for a little bit. A little bit. And then I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Beyonce, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna take this chance. See what happens with the kids.
But he also gives me the swag. I think the swag and the billions kind of help,
It's on 1,000. I will say that to a country bumpkin like Beyonce, like Jay is everything. To a New Yorker, we know a lot of guys that act like Jay. We know a lot of guys that act like Jay and dress like Jay. But to a country bumpkin like Beyonce, he's New York. You know what I mean? He's like, to us, he's like Jay from Brooklyn, Jay from the Bronx, Jay.
It's true. That New York swag is just
unbeatable. Best city in the world. Come at me, Chicago.
But you want to know what's funny? You're gonna laugh at this. My two favorite accents on men. Number one, of course, is New York, but number two was New Orleans. I love New Orleans accents. Oh my god!
Yeah, there's a lot of different ones, and some of them sound New Yorky too, because it's the same. It's like you have the Italians and the Irish that settled down here that have the similar like. I don't know how my accent is today because I left and came back, and I know I lost it at one point.
You did, because it's not
right.
Yeah, it's not pronounced.
Right. Because I can show you video when I listen to myself, and I was like, wow, but I lived in California and Michigan and kind of got one of those, what they call I guess they can call it a military accent, where you move around so much that you just kind of blend in. But there's a ton of different accents here. For sure, and
I was just thinking I gotta make my way back down there because I had so much fun when I was there last year. When I went originally in 2000, 2001, around 2001.
It was a while back.
Yeah, it was a while back. I didn't enjoy it the first time.
Yeah,
but that's a whole nother thing. But it's funny because I'm sober now, so I went back last year and I don't drink or anything like that, but I had a blast.
Yeah, I mean it just depends on what you're looking for, I guess. You know what I mean? Like and who too. Sometimes like you probably have a lot of ins and people take in
That's
true. If you just go down Bourbon Street, I mean it's a street with a lot of bars and a lot of people walking around drunk.
That's the last place I want to be. I mean I go like adjacent.
Right.
But yeah, I don't care too much for Bourbon Street. I mean, of course I got to do it just because it's like going to New York, you got to go to Times Square, right?
Right. I still do that. Yeah, I still do it sometimes. Yeah.
Only time I go to Times Square is when I'm taking someone from out of town there. But other than that, I avoid Times Square like the plague. Okay.
Same. Mm-hmm. My favorite, since we're talking about accents, my favorite accent is Southern.
Well, you don't have to go far from here to get that either.
I love me a good old country boy. Look, corn-fed big old country boy who still says ma'am and excuse me and how are you today and good morning, ma'am. I love me a country accent.
That's my baby. He got that Atlanta accent and the politeness and all that, and it's so cute. I love it.
And there's different ones. Like Texas has their own style too of accent.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
I love a southern, a country accent. I like I always say what Drake said, the simplistic beauty that all Southerners have. There's just this something like so sweet about it. But it's the same reason why I like nerds. It's like, oh my God, you're so innocent. Let me corrupt you. Like,
oh, look at Don Levon.
What Don said? You say ma'am about 10 times a day? I can overlook your 5'3". What's going on, Don Levon? Let me tell you something. Don Levon, I hope your DMs don't get flooded. Then we'll get back to the topic for all the people waiting for us to talk our shit. But Don Levon's a great catch because he's a very handy man. I mean, this man can kill animals and cook them and gut them.
That's what we're for the apocalypse, right?
Yes.
He said everybody can't come. We're going to have to draw straws, right? I don't know. He said everybody can't come, but I'm going to try to get down there. So, I mean, he's, survival, right? That's some good breeding right there.
Yeah, we love Don Levon. Don Levon is one of my faves.
He's a man's man, and he has an accent. I wish he would come up one day, but he's never going to come up. But I want to hear the accent.
I know.
No, I love me some Southerners. So going back to George, and it's a great question because a lot of people ask it, right? I see it in my comments all the time. Why y'all worried about passport bros? So George, if you're still watching, please elaborate what concerned means.
Yeah, because that's what I was confused with.
Yeah, you said, why are women concerned about or critical of passport bros? First, define concerned, because concerned to me is like worry. You know what I mean? When I'm concerned about something, I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
So you have to.
And the part, what was the other part? It was concerned, and then there was another part.
Critical.
Critical. What is the criticism that he's? Because I think this is the part that annoys me about.
Oh, he said he's going to pull up. He said he's on his way. So go ahead.
We needed to pull up because there's a piece of that critical part that annoys me because a lot of people think that we actually care but in any way. Number one, okay, go. Hey George.
Hello, ladies. Hello, No Sync.
Hello.
Hey. All right. Basically, it's kind of like this. I kind of get the vibe from you guys. You probably don't, some dude wants to waste his money, waste his time, and go overseas to find a woman, have at it, right? But then, other than the novelty of talking about it, I'm kind of like, why care about it? Why is it a big deal?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you just answered your own question, George.
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of comes across if I didn't know you or have enough knowledge about you, is that I would think, well, then what are you bitching about? So what if they go over there? What's it to you? Because it sounds like when I first heard this stuff, it's kind of like, oh, these ladies are worried about their backup, their number 2, number 3 option is about to come off the table. And so now they're bitching and saying, trying to run this con game like, hey, you don't really know what you're getting into there, young man. You might shoot your eye out, that kind of thing. And
okay. So, you know what's funny? That's it. That's the male listening ear, right? You'll say something and then you all scramble it and hear something completely different because that's where I was about to go with this.
Yeah. Well,
before you came on, that's what people like. They don't hear anything we talk about. They just see the title passport roles and see that we're talking about passport roles and then don't hear anything that we are criticizing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's just keep it 100. Let's just keep it 200 real quick, okay? I know I don't care. I know Jen doesn't care, okay? But these are trending topics, number one.
Oh, okay. Well, then I can see you talking about it then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we bring it to the audience in a way that we can make a lesson out of it, or, break down the nuances, because we for them to, we agree that if you are not able to compete in the market in America, we suggest that you go where you can where your dollar can stretch, your US dollar can stretch a little bit more, right? So we're all for it. The issue is, and we've said this a million times, when you leave, just go. Go peacefully, go quietly, like the white women have been doing it forever, like the gay men have been doing forever, and like other passport bros before social media have been doing, other black passport
but
bros.
Don't make a big deal out of it, right?
Don't make a big deal out of it, and don't down your own race of women to uplift another race of women. Those are the only concerns. But them leaving, no, you might as well leave, because no one even noticed you gone. So you're obviously are not desired here, right? And you're obviously having a problem getting what you want here. So it behooves you to go somewhere else. That's just, I would, shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've actually thought about doing that, going overseas, but then I thought about this, and somebody brought this up. Those women have the internet too. And then they start hearing about what's going on here. And there's documented instances of dudes like going to the Philippines and getting scammed, and stuff like that. So they pick up on that, and it's kind of like you may, and the point y'all made just a few minutes ago, you may basically you said you can leave America. You can, even though you leave America, you're still taking you with you, right? So if you still got a problem, you're going to have a problem there. That's true. So yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, the biggest thing, trending topic. Yeah. Okay. And I can see your point, Lily, about, don't make a big deal about it, because men have been doing that for a long time.
Right.
Even in the military, they pick up on
Well,
this is nothing new. The only thing that's new is the yapping and running their mouth on social media, and the volatile hate toward black women or women of their culture. That's the only thing that's new. But no one's ever cared. No one's ever cared. This has never been a topic, because no one's ever cared. And there's a big piece of me that thinks that they do all the yapping because no one has noticed the missing.
So I want to let me jump in here real quick.
Right.
So I think that the original passport bros regarding sex tourism are white men. Okay, white men. They'd fly out to Thailand, get little boys and little girls. Like, it's no secret, right? So when they interviewed the woman in Brazil, the feminist who started the whole, mob against Austin Holloman that got him ousted out of Brazil, they asked her, and she was answering all the tough questions. They asked her, well, white men have been doing this for years. Why didn't you guys, go against a white man? She was like, because white men basically, and I'm paraphrasing, it's not verbatim, but white men do their dirt basically on the low. They don't come out here, get prostitutes and then run back to the States and cam up and let the world know, hey, come to this country because there's a lot of women out here that you can get for sex or whatever for $40, right? So you have to understand that's like, you own a house, you're a nice guy, you took a woman in one time, right? And then that woman goes online and tells other women, listen, George is a sucker. And if you can get to his house, he's going to do X, Y, and Z for you, right? You would be like, hold on a fucking minute. This is my house. I did that for you. It was between us. So it's the same thing. So these people in these other countries are like what I asked before, who the fuck do you think you are making our country, right? Even though it may have corruption and crime like everywhere else in the world, who the fuck do you think you are, Mr. Foreigner, to promote that our women are prostitutes?
Yeah. Not just prostitutes, but prostitutes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, and another thing is, I could give a fuck of a less, even from what Lily said. I don't even want them to shut the fuck up. Keep talking. But understand that that's going to require feedback and criticism. So go out there and talk about your $40 prostitutes and, you know, the women that keep your balls empty. We had a panelist up here a couple months back, and he was constantly bragging that he had all these Filipino women and they were young and fit and friendly and constantly kept his balls empty. And he still talks about it, right? Out in the open, right? So what does that say about the Philippines? Because you just said everyone is on these machines, right? So if you have a mob of black men online saying, go to the Philippines, $40, go to the Philippines. That also influences other people to go over there. And then before you know it, there's droves of men landing in the Philippines looking for young girls to keep their balls empty, right? So that's why we're critical of it. Now, as far as concerned or care, I don't give a fuck. This is content, and whatever's trending is going to come through this microphone. So, but it's funny that people say, because you're not the first one that says, a lot of people think because we talk about it, we care, then you have to put that on people that talk about sports. Why are you bitching about LeBron? Why do you fucking care? Why are you concerned about LeBron? Right? Or when you watch The View, right? Or when you watch people reporting on CNN, you're not going to tell Don Lemon, why the fuck do you care about that hurricane? Why are you bitching about it? This is what we do. That's what the mic is for. But we don't care because these men are not in our dating pool and we're not in theirs. So if they all disappeared, if tomorrow morning they all vanished off the face of the earth, we still wouldn't know. We still wouldn't care because they're not in our dating pool. These are not the men we're checking for. Yeah. Now you get some fine guys and they all disappear, some tall guys or some built guys or high value men, they all disappear. We got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. But these are the guys, these are basically the guys that you walk past, on any New York City block. And when you don't say hi to them after they said hi to you, fuck you, bitch. Dude, you ain't all that. It's that crowd. So if that crowd disappears to another country, arrivederci, goodbye, c'est la vie, don't come back. The only problem I have with Passport Bros, since people are always asking, what's my real problem? Here's my real problem, that you come back.
Right.
What's that a problem?
Well, I'm going to throw mine.
That's my problem, that you come back.
I'm going to throw mine in. I have a problem. My biggest problem is with any of these people that are going to different countries and then broadcasting it as they do and using it for content, is that it reflects on me when I go to these countries. Mm-hmm. Maybe not everybody sees it, but maybe somebody does and said, there's one of those filthy guys or, perverts from America.
Yeah.
So, because I've seen it, I've done my best in my travels to not associate with America. It's not because I don't like Americans, because I know that we have bases around the world with young kids that show their ass all the time. And so I don't want to be associated with that. I want to be judged on the way I present myself, which is respectful in other people's countries. And so this guy in China, if you want to bring it back to this guy in China, he kills somebody. As much as I have issues with the death penalty because I think they put far too many innocent people to death. If he actually killed someone, then he gets what he deserves. But you got to know where you're at too. Like, you have to know, if you're in North Korea, don't pull a poster off the wall. Right. If you're in an authoritarian government, don't be doing these things. Like the kid, everybody on the panel remember this. Some in the chat probably won't. But the kid that was, I don't know if he was in Thailand or Singapore, and he got caned. He got caned. For putting graffiti or something on a car.
Yeah, they don't play.
I don't feel sorry for you because you're in somebody else's country and that's their rules. The only thing I'll say about authoritarian and communism and those governments are that they might throw you in jail and you didn't do anything and you're not going to get a fair shake. But if this guy actually did it, he gets, and you got to know where you're at. So when it comes to these bringing it back down to the Passport Bros, yeah, I mean, it's a bad look. It really is. And like Jen said, this has been going on a long time, but most of the rich people or even medium people or whatever that go over there and do this weren't. They might have been recording some of it, but they weren't putting it online. They weren't sitting there and they weren't advertising it and trying to monetize it. And I think that's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give you guys 2 stories and then I got another question for Jen and then I'll probably drop off.
To name Smith, I've never been a single mother, and not that there's anything wrong. I've never been a single mother and there's nothing wrong with single mothers. The problem is the bums that leave their children. I have no issue with single mothers. The problem with single mothers is the bums that leave their children. Bums like you. Say one more shit, watch you get out of here. Say one more thing, just for fun, before I block you. Say one more thing.
Because he really trying to, like, I think he's obsessed with you.
He got to be. Like, yeah. I feel like Damien. I haven't seen my name written that much except on fucking contracts. Like, you know, and these guys, you're probably, I'm not even gonna say you're a passport bro, because half of you motherfuckers don't even have passports. And that's another thing. These guys have never had passports prior to the prostitution that they heard about in other countries. They've never even thought of having a passport, let alone having one and having stamps in it. But that's a show for another day.
I saw somebody put in there, it takes 3 weeks, and I knew they didn't know what they're talking about. It takes 8 to 11 weeks to renew it.
Right. And let's not talk, and that was before like the short staffing and everything. Because when I had got my renewed recently, I mean, like, what was it, last year, a couple years ago, it took forever. Forever. Like, I was shocked at how long it took.
Yeah. These dudes are so brainwashed. They think the problem is the single mother when the problem is the bums that abandon their children. That's the problem. The single mothers aren't the problem.
Oh, the single mothers are the results. Their children. That's the symptom. As a single mother is when a man leaves and somebody.
Check this out. He said, and I'm about to block him in a minute because the problem is
it's not.
I love the Star Report. I love the Star Report, but the problem is that the Star Report, a lot of these clowns come from there and they think that they can treat my chat the way they treat the chat over there. Like, Star loves the trolls. He feeds them. He loves them. He feeds them. Here is not the same thing. Here you're done, right? But I just want to point this out before I get rid of this bitch. He said, I'm wrong, but look how he spelled your.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the element. This is the element here.
So he's But if he's talking initially getting a passport, I don't think you get it in 3 weeks. There is a rush, and I'd have to look on how long.
Rush is like,
but it's
expedited.
Yeah, it's not 3. I don't believe it's 3, right?
Yeah, it's about 6, and I think they quote 4 or something like that sometimes. But it's about 6 now. Like,
when I got mine to go to Brazil way back in the day, it was like 6 weeks, something like that. Because you just, if I went to Miami and handed them the paperwork and all that at the consulate there in Miami, then it would be a faster turnaround time. But it's like, 3.
He wants to come up.
Who wants to come up? I'll drop the link.
He's asked if he can talk.
Would love to.
I got mine expedited so many years ago, but I don't remember. You could come up if you're going to show your face. We don't talk to avatars up here.
I mean, I know I'm right in the process of getting mine renewed, so I didn't do the rush because I don't have to. But it takes 8 to 11 weeks just to renew it. If you do it,
I expedited mine, but I don't remember how the shit was years. And I was in my early 30s.
But see, right now, even if you expedite it, it's still going to take forever. Like, so it's like, depending on if you have to go somewhere pretty soon, you might want to expedite it, because not expediting it is like, ugh.
Yeah, it's nuts. I don't know. I don't. As far as like single mothers, somebody said single mothers are getting with 16% of the lowest men, Jen. I mean, it doesn't, whether high, low, whatever, they leave. Like, they leave.
Right.
Like, this dude is, he's probably on the spectrum himself. Talking about they wouldn't touch me. They can't. I dropped the link. If anybody wants to come up, you're not going to talk behind an avatar, though. So you can forget that. You can stay in the chat beating off. You won't get up here. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. That was that's really the gist of it. The long and short of it is just that they made themselves a spectacle, and everybody's going to talk about a spectacle. Okay,
yeah,
that's all.
Your point on that. About the you said, well, if they leave, they need to stay gone. Why is that?
Because I think that it's like, did we speak about this yesterday? No, what day was it we were speaking about people being sick and just letting them, you know what I mean? If you don't, if you're going to be a nuisance and useless to society and population, if you're the type of man that could use your penis with abandon, leave single mothers, right? Make single mothers. You don't make a lot of money. You low vibe. You're not You don't have self-determinism. The world is always against you. So you're fleeing the country to find women that will take you and your $40. Stay gone. I think you're useless in this country. Why be here? Why be here to do YouTube channels, to harass women, to be vitriolic, to add nothing? So why don't they stay over there? That's the only issue I have with passport bros. Passport bros, if you're listening, get your passport and stay in those countries because you're useless here. You can quote me on that. You are useless in this country. If your mama ain't never told you, if your grandmama ain't never told you, I'm gonna be your grandma right now and your mama, stay gone. If you could hear the sound of my voice and you have a passport and you're going to get your little Filipino girl or a little Colombian girl, stay gone and let that government deal with you. Stay gone. Do not come back. Quote me on that. Cut this up, react to it, share it. Passport bros, if you have a passport, stay gone. Don't come back here.
Yeah, why would
Don't come back?
Why would you come
I
back?
don't know why they would come back.
Yeah, like if it's the way you're explaining it and as bad as you're making it seem, then I would think if I was in that position, I would leave and not come back. And actually not I would, or if I've been in positions where I didn't feel like I was getting what I wanted or what I needed, and I've left a whole state to go, you know, where I needed one. So yeah, why not that? Like,
I get you. Yeah. So my little story about passport stuff is I thought about going to the Philippines, but the difference is I knew that when I go over there, I'm going to be looking for someone who already has a job, like a nurse, somebody who's always a professional.
That's why you were going, George.
No,
ain't no nurses where you are.
I'm not joking about that. Seriously.
I mean, there are no nurses where you are.
What's that?
There are no nurses where you are.
Some. Yeah, but
okay.
You're trying to say
he was looking for the head nurse.
Okay.
There's no nurses making 80 grand over there.
Yeah. You know, well, so I'll be honest with you, Jen. So this is one of the things that attracts me to Latinas in that culture is that I really do feel like that among modern women today, whatever, however you want to label it, some of the values that women used to have in this country, you know, have been gone, and they're more family oriented. They're more they're more willing to be like in a traditional role, right? And so that I kind of favor that to an extent, and so that's where I was kind of thinking about that. But
okay, so I'll say this, right? I'll say this to that, right? There's some men that can and some men that can't, right? There's some men, let's keep it 100. There's some men that are in a certain position in life where it's very easy for them to have options of women to have traditional values. Very easy, right? And then there's the average guy, right? Most of humanity is average. It's whatever. So if you want to open up your options and have the best possible chances for you to find a woman that has traditional values and you feel like leaving the country you have a better chance, then go ahead and do so. By all means, go ahead and do so. It's kind of dumb if you're going to gamble and you only have $500, you're not going to the big table with $500. You can't play over there, right? You have to go to the table where there's you can put down your $500. So I salute people that it's like, you know what? I don't want to spend the rest of my life looking for this perfect woman with traditional values. I'm just going to go to another country. I heard they're with it out there. By all means, go. I salute you. It's smart. It is smart. But I think that's different from men, you know, who are going out there mostly for the prostitution, mostly to get
for the easy sex,
for the easy sex, right? Also because you can't get a woman that has traditional values. It's the generalization of, you know, Western women or women in this country don't have traditional values. I have a lot of traditional values.
Well, I was going to say, Jen, but in my mind, you're kind of an exception.
But I'm conditional. It's conditional, right?
You know,
because
I came that way.
is that
I've been in relationships where the person didn't deserve all of that. And I did it halfway because I'm like, if I'm working, if I have to work, you're not going to get all of that. But I understand you could go to the Philippines and find maybe a nurse who's still going to go out there and work and hustle and then still come home and rub your feet. I'm not that girl.
Okay. So you're like, if you're going to be traditional, it's got to be for you, not working at all. And he pays for every. I think you talked about this the other night, but I was kind of.
Yeah. Like
Listen, I want to know something. I want to know, George, you and I are not that different in age.
All right.
What are your ages?
I think I might be a year older than. I think you said you're 53.
54. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 52.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So
same generation.
Where are these traditional women in my life? I don't know where them, except on TV with Leave It to Beaver. I don't know where these women. You think I don't know where this tradition came from.
Well,
okay. Wait. I get it. I get it that, and it's true. These women, and listen, I've been married a Colombian. They do have a stay-at-home mom type of thing going on, but that's kind of they bred into them through culture that's not really in their favor. That's a really machismo. What's the word I'm looking for? Patriarchy. Yeah. Culture.
Well,
and it's sad because they have the reason in Colombia and a lot of Latino countries and maybe in some Asian countries too, the reason they always look outstanding is because in those countries, youth is valued so much that if you don't keep up, they feel that they're going to lose their man to the next woman that looks better than them. So it's all based on what they look like and how they treat their man, and it's almost I don't want to call it slavery, but I mean it's almost that type of indentured servitude. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. So when we're going over to these other countries and looking for a traditional woman, what you're really, and I'm not saying you're saying this, George, but what men are really saying is they want somebody to come home, cook, clean, have sex with them, and not talk back.
Right. And what they're failing to realize is that these women are only traditional because they're living in a patriarchy society. They're living in an oppressive society, right? But I guarantee you move their ass, especially if they look good. You move their ass over here, right? They get them a little piece of job and they're beautiful. Now they got options. They got a coin and some freedom. Let's see how traditional they get.
Yeah, it's got a shelf life.
So do you want welcome Haran Naomi Campbell DeMarco. What nice of you to join us this evening.
I try.
We're here for you, Haran.
Right. We were holding down until you got here.
I appreciate all of you. I really do.
I wanted to say, is traditional, right? When people say traditional, and I love what Tristan said. He said, Jen is not the exception. She's not wavering her standards, which all women should do. I do agree with that. If a woman is going to be quote unquote traditional, a man should also be traditional. But here's the thing, right? Is traditional, has it become synonymous with fucking oppressed? Because I agree with No Saint as well. It does come from a society. Well, I can tell you, I'm a traditional woman, and my cultural background is the way we were taught is even if he's a piece of shit, you are to stay in your feminine frame. As a Latina, we were taught to treat our men and our brothers and our fathers like kings without a kingdom. No matter what, that is the tradition, that is the culture. And then that goes into you leave your home, you're older now, and you're running into men with no kingdom. Okay. And in the back of your mind is that chip where it's like, I still have to cook for him. I still have to clean for him. I still have to fuck him. And it's to our detriment. It's to our detriment. Is it synonymous?
When we did this show a couple of weeks ago, every woman on this panel had their, even the ones who are submissive, even was like, well, hold up now. My submissive has some conditions.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think you heard this, George, and I know Jen rubber stamped it when I said, and it felt awkward, and I immediately stopped it when I first met with Erica. When I was coming home from work and she was taking my boots off. And I was like, what are you,
We
you don't
used
have
to
to
do
do,
that.
I was like, you don't
yeah,
have
that's
to,
what, okay, yeah.
I was like,
we
it
used to
was
do that for
awkward.
our
I'm
dad.
like, listen, it's kind of funny. We were talking, I heard I think when people were talking about, not submissive, but yeah, being subservient, the women. And one girl, I can't remember, or lady, I'm sorry, not girl. I can't remember who she was, but she was saying that when you do that to men, like they start to lose knowing how to do things for themselves. I mean, that is 100% accurate. I mean,
yeah.
I've come to a point. There was a point in my life, like, after a while, where I was like, why am I standing here? I know how to do this. Let me just go do it. You just almost like lose. Yeah. Anyway, that's sidebar. But
it's a true thing. With my ex, I was like Jen. Like I was so, oh my God, working. Like I was just starting YB Limited, working my ass off, and then coming home being the Stepford wife and all of that stuff. What it did was a couple of things. Well, mainly it created a codependency. It created a codependent relationship.
And he didn't do anything to support you. And what I mean by that is, like, if there were chores to do in the house, he was like expecting you to do everything, and he did nothing. Except,
I wouldn't say he didn't do nothing. I call it man clean. And
yes.
I did appreciate that.
I got two thumbs and they're pointing at me.
Wait.
I'm going to clean off my chair.
Right. Explain this to me, man clean.
I'm going to give you, man clean does not include,
I know what she's saying.
Does not include cleaning supplies. It just includes straightening up, putting things away, right? But then there's like a layer of dust this thick on the television, It's just real quick, But I appreciate that because he could have left, he could have been the one to leave the drawers on the floor and the socks on the floor. He didn't do that, so I appreciate that.
I hate the man clean because I'm meticulous. Some may say anal.
No,
I'm like
not meticulous.
Yes, let me tell you, like it's
I'm
like
joking, of course, yeah.
I know men like their version of cleaning the toilet bowl is that nasty plastic fucking brush that sits by the toilet seat, and then they just like right. But I'm like, look under your bowl. There is pee dripping from the top of the bowl to the bottom. It fucking settles on the bottom of and I have to go in with a fucking toothbrush. Okay,
I thought that was the color of the toilet.
No, sir.
No, but I tell you what, I got a lot better once I went into the military and also being with her for as long as I have. But I know what she's saying because that was me at 22 or something. the cake of dust.
The man clean. I hate the man clean.
My idea of traditional came from is like, you kind of, what is it? You live what you learn or learn what you live, whatever. My mother she's now 77. So she came along like when feminism first got going, right? And so she entered the workforce when it was kind of a big deal for women to enter the workforce. And so she would get up, make breakfast for my dad, lunch, and make breakfast for me and my sister. And then she'd get him squared away. He'd go to work, and then we would get ready for school, and then she would go to work. And she came home and cooked dinner. She did everything. Now listening to y'all now, I can kind of see why as time went on, she divorced my dad, but that was not for all that, but that certainly contributed to it. But my dad was a philanderer, but that's beside the point. That'll definitely kill a marriage. But anyway, but with her current husband, he's great, but she gets frustrated because she doesn't feel like he's doing his part, right? And so, so anyway, I realize there's some enabling on her part on where she's kind of like fell down now that I'm listening to y'all talk about it. But that's where that comes from, where that, that kind of like take care of you kind of thing and all that. But I would say this though, Jen, I do see what you're saying about working. If you're going to have to do all that, then you shouldn't be working, right?
Sounds personal.
Right.
Not you, George. Not you. But we're reading the private chat. We're listening.
Really quickly, let me acknowledge this super chat. Thank you, Adam Hearn. Adam Hearn says, not sure of the race, but a lot of YouTube have GoPro videos of trans and bio girls from a lot of these places on the streets. Is that exploitation? Not sure of the race, but a lot of YouTube have GoPro videos of trans and bio.
I just want to state something. You know, it's always fascinating to hear, because I'm assuming we're talking about traditional American values in the home and so on and so forth. So, you know, it's always very fascinating to hear Black men yearn for the traditional American values. You know what I mean? It's always very fascinating to hear them say that. Like, okay, okay.
Well, I know there's a family that lives behind me that's from Sudan, and that woman does everything for her man.
That's another place, though. That's another place.
Yeah. What I mean by that is that to the point, like, I'm like, whoa, that's like big, over the top.
Big Truck used to talk about all these places.
Well, Big Truck's also said that he likes his women destitute.
Right.
He did say that. He said it. He said it.
No.
He said the broker the better.
At least he's honest. At least he's honest. Most people don't say it.
I think a lot of people are on it like that.
Right. A lot of people are.
Maybe they do, but I know for myself, no.
My uncle, I have an uncle, I promise you can't make this up. My uncle has always had a great job in law enforcement, and he retired as a lieutenant as correctional officer. Okay. Been married 3 times. Cannot make this up. All 3 of his wives were crackheads that he met on the job. They were locked up. They were prisoners at the time.
Okay. All right.
Right. And he was that guy who had to be needed by the women.
Mm-hmm.
And he also needed the drama. Right.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of guys like that.
Oh yeah, he needed the drama. So it was like, oh my God, we lived under the same roof at one point, but it was the same show. He got paid every other Tuesday, and his wife was going to get her allowance. Remember, she smoked crack, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she was going to get her allowance, and then she was going to go take her allowance and disappear for a few days. And he's going to my wife, and you know she would disappear with the car too. Then he'll go find the car, find it, because she goes to the same crack house every other Tuesday, right? And then drags out the crack house, and she's back. She's going to calm down, and then she's going to fix a few meals for maybe 3 or 4 days, and then recycle. It was like it was the same thing. He needed it. So, and that's when I was young when I realized, like, oh, there's a such thing as people who only get people who are destitute that are going to need them.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first person to show me that.
So I want to answer this. I would say yes, it is exploitation. Also, I see you backstage, darling, but yeah, we need faces up here, but I definitely don't want you to jeopardize your job. Don't cam up, and don't nobody cam up if it's going to jeopardize your job, but I need faces up here. Sorry. So I would, to answer Adam Hearn, yes, I would say it's exploitation. Don Levon, thank you for the super chat, sir. What were you saying, Haran?
No, I just I wasn't really saying much. I will contend though that Jen does have a number of traditional skills. When we talk, she's either baking, cleaning, or doing whatever. No, I'm serious. I mean, she has some. She's like a housewife with a knife.
And she can clean.
I mean? She's like a very angry housewife, but a housewife nonetheless.
Oh, I've seen her with a knife. She had a big pig sticker in her hand.
But she cooks. She's amazing with it. She enjoys all these things, all the domestication she does. It just comes with a caveat, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Ain't like, a lot of dudes just want this shit for free, man.
Yeah,
you just want it,
it makes it easy for women to leave. Like George, you spoke about your mother divorced your dad. When we think about all the work that we put in, and you have the audacity to give the dick away, oh, you're out of here. You're out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
That's usually what it is. It's not the cheating itself. It's all the other shit you was doing or not doing, and then the nerve, like, and you probably gave that bitch some of my money too.
That's what it is. So that's what it is. Oh, okay. I didn't know there was. I didn't know there was more to it.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? Oh,
Oh
you
yes.
know. Oh, so it's the there's principalities involved in this.
Yes,
Principalities
it's
of the
fucking prince.
of the
Yes,
situation.
lots of principalities. I remember I broke up with. I was in a relationship with someone a long time, and when we broke up, he literally said to me, "Oh, you left me out here to fend for myself."
You're a grown man, yeah.
Yeah, like he said that to me. I was like,
You know,
"That's
if you
different."
check, if you watch sitcoms, a lot of sitcoms, the premise when the mother decides to go off for a weekend for a trip or whatever and leaves the kids with the father, he's always like 2 seconds away from burning the fucking house down and having the children eaten by wolves. You know what I
True.
mean? He's just seen as a bumbling idiot who cannot tie his shoes correctly. You know, it's amazing how, you know, that depiction is where the woman becomes, in some regard, the mother of everyone in the household. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of men have adopted that, where they just can't seem to. Because I asked this big question: is it that you want a woman, or is it that you are at the age in your life where you're just tired of taking care of yourself?
That's a great question, because even like when George was saying the traditions, the traditional woman, whatever, it's
Mhm.
like, you can't cook for yourself. You need somebody to
Right.
do it. You
Oh,
can't
I've
do
been
your
doing
own
that for 30
laundry.
years. So, I mean, it's like,
Yeah,
Right.
because all of these things,
What's a
I
day off?
rarely hear, I rarely hear, I rarely hear these brothers say, they say submit, they say this, they say that. I rarely hear brothers say, yeah, I want to have someone I can actually share my thoughts with. I want to actually have someone I can share my secrets with. I want to go experience the rest of life with this particular person. It's no, I
Mm-hmm.
want someone to submit. I need somebody to wash these nasty ass drawers. You need to shut the fuck up. I need somebody to know how to
no.
cook. Like, I mean, honestly, if you up your money enough, man,
You'll get
you
all that.
can you
You'll
you
get
can you
all that.
can
Yeah.
you can not only get all that, you can get a maid and a
Yep.
girlfriend and cover everything with just a maid and a girlfriend. Probably
Yeah.
cost you the same too.
Well, like for
You
me,
gotta shake
I
the
got to
laugh out.
have, it's for me, it's about companionship. And I'm not going to lie, fucking right. Who wouldn't be, right? And all that. But it's like the companionship. And y'all can kind of tell talking to me here on this panel, I like having substantive discussions. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm.
a woman that can, she doesn't mind doing that and all that. That's kind of like where I'm at. And I realize, if I can find a woman here, great. I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's not like, I have to do it. I thought about in South America is that from what I noticed, age gap relationships are not that big a deal to them down there as it is to here.
Okay,
So
so
you
so
want a
let me
young,
unpack that.
so
So
George, you
you
want
want
a
a young
young
girl.
nurse,
So it's
a
not
nurse, Nancy.
companionship.
A head nurse. A head nurse.
Because everything you mentioned, you can get from a
Ignorance,
lady who's
no.
in her 40s or in her 50s.
Yeah. I was talking about unrealistic expectations last night, so maybe that applies to me here.
I mean, there's
I'm
nothing
Hello.
wrong with being attracted to a younger woman. I'm just saying.
But look, you just hit me, man. You called me on that. Yeah. Hey, I gotta put hands up. You got me. Yes.
So it's gonna happen on the block. We're gonna push you out the building.
Hey, this is why I come here. Oh yeah, I was gonna say this. Y'all made a joke, and I gotta drop here just in a second. But
Okay.
y'all made a
Don't
joke
run.
about me frequenting the black people's channels or something like that.
Yes.
Last night.
Yes.
The reason why I started doing that.
Do tell.
What I've noticed is that you guys are more. Y'all can talk about shit that if it was and I'm not trying to create any kind of racial thing here. Okay?
Just spit it out.
I'm just going to say, if white people talked about it, and maybe it's just because they got such a higher profile, they get canceled like that. Just like that. That's just my impression.
There's a reason for that. That's one of the reasons why men can talk all the time about, women can talk about men in a vicious manner. and no one really says anything. But if a man just says like, "Hey, she's fat," oh my God, the whole fucking room just erupts. There's a reason behind that. It's from a social perspective. Subconsciously, when we hear remarks, we're subconsciously reading if the remark is coming from a space of punching up or punching down. Which means that if a woman says anything, absolutely anything about men, motherfuckers just like, it is what it is. Women can get away with anything. Yeah, because they're punching up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Think about it that way.
White people, if you say anything, if you even sound like you about to say "ni," you know what I mean? Motherfuckers are just like, you know what I mean? Because it's from a space of punching down. You know what I mean? I could say, you know what I mean, every kind of, you know what I mean, derogatory term about white people in any which way, manner, or fashion, because it's from a perspective of punching up. Right. So that's why.
But that's what I appreciate about this channel and you guys. And also there's a term, it's called iron sharpens iron. And I'm kind of like this. Whatever your philosophy, faith, whatever it is, if it's worth a damn, it needs to be put into the crucible. And whatever burns off, you get rid of. And what remains is what you got. If it all burns up, then therefore, if you're searching for the truth is that your whole your belief system was bullshit. Let's go get another one. You know, that in a nutshell. That's where I'm at. But all right, I gotta go. But yeah, as usual, man, you guys have been great. So all right, man.
Okay, George. See you on the next one.
All right, see ya. Bye.
So we got the rap and the black people.
Yes.
The rap.
On the Black with Jen, the Black People's Channel.
Right. The Black
Yes, honey.
I live.
He's right. Here we go. Yes, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, I'll drink to that. Where's my drink? Where's my drink?
Yes, sir. And you know, George is always listening after he calms down because the next day he always says, "You know that thing you said after I left."
Smart gentleman, that man, though. You know, people who are smart often observe more than they actually engage.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Very true.
I mean, I'll say this. I think I don't want to speak for him, but
well, he's listening, so he'll correct you.
Yeah. But for me, like, I wasn't when I go and visit these different channels that I like to go up on. For me, it's a way of getting more pieces to a puzzle. If I'm always hearing the same thing over and over again, then it's gonna be really biased, right? So I like going in different spaces because it helps me put pictures together. Like, okay, yeah, that's it. You know, I can see it from that side. I can see it from that side. Yeah, it actually, like he said, that's the iron sharpens iron. It's kind of true because I can go into a lot of different spaces and I know if they say something, I kind of know I've heard it before. It's not something new to me. So if I'm in some kind of a debate, I know, okay, I know how to cut this. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
Tell you, that's one of the reasons what you just said. No, Saint, that's one of my secret reasons for listening to other people's opinions that I don't agree with or different perspectives. Because I'm a debater, and so I'm like, okay, I want to see where they come from, because typically people just regurgitate the same shit over and over again. And so
see, look, George said, "You know me," laughing out loud. I know you there, George. You be calming down, but you be like, I know you, George.
Yeah, but I love listening to other people's opinions and views and takes and stuff like that. Like, I don't understand how people just get like so triggered by every little thing. Like, we all have our triggers, we all have our thing. But some people are triggered by every damn thing.
I think that, I attribute it to this thing I'm seeing often in society, more so now, where people don't necessarily want friends, people don't want partners, people don't want to be challenged, people want enablers, man.
Yes.
Like, people want people to tell them it's okay to smoke crack in peace. And, no, that's just a little cheating. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? People don't want to be challenged, and whatever they want in this world, they want it to be bestowed on them without an ounce of effort. And a lot of that stems from, if you think about it, a lot of that stems from, I don't know if you all familiar with the 3 points of the psyche, the id, the ego, and the superego.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is behavior that extends from the id, and the id is the child. The child just basically wants stuff and does stuff without any degree of or understanding of consequence. That is what I see on social media most of the time. I rarely even people see be prepared to do something as simple as apologize to someone when they've been wrong or when they might have misquoted something or whatever. You know you're wrong, but they just get angry because they're in this position where they've been exposed for being wrong. So it's like now I'm angry at you because you exposed me for being wrong, and it's just a lot of childish behavior that I see online. And you know damn well you don't act like that in the real world, man. You wouldn't be able to keep a fucking job. You wouldn't be able to keep a lot of regular things if you behave that way. Here's the thing: people understand and accept the concept of going outside in the real world and having to deal with a whole bunch of people you don't want to deal with, because real life twists your arm. In the social media world, your arm doesn't have to get twisted. You can customize shit. You can block motherfuckers.
Uh-huh.
You can create this world where it's just you don't even have to interact with anyone. The real world, life twists your arm to deal with people you don't want to deal with. It forces you to deal with the fact that you might not get the girl that you want. You might not get the guy that you want. You might not get this that you want. You're not as capable for that career path as you might have thought you were. Real life is very unforgiving. It's very unforgiving, and it never apologizes. So I can understand the allure of social media. It creates this avenue where you can be everything that you're not outside. You have the opportunity to be all of those things on social media. I mean, if your jaw is crooked, just throw a Snapchat filter on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? If your eye hang a little bit lower, hey, we got Photoshop for you. You just press
Lift
that
it up.
button and you just lift that eye up of yours. You know what I mean?
I feel attacked.
You know what I mean?
Those
If you're not a conversationalist, if you're not interesting, you can be interesting as fuck online. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and now you don't even have to say your own words. You could just lip someone else's words.
Yep.
right.
Yep.
I feel attacked again.
And as a tech person, Haran, you know this, and I think all of you all know this really, is that all social media does is reinforce your personal belief system. Unless you go out seeking, like I go seeking stuff that is so I always say my algorithms is like sitting there like, what the, I don't know what to send her, because I'm Republican, I'm Democrat, I'm communist, I'm socialist, I'm like, so it's
Lily, my last search was surfing with dolphins. There's this surfer that I freaking like, and he's surfing, and the dolphins are swimming right next to him. So my algorithm is like, she's a schizophrenic.
Yeah, mine thinks I'm schizo. Like it's giving me all kinds of suggestions on schizo medicine and everything. It's like, listen, you need this.
But I had to do that to get rid of like all those people we were interacting with like a year or two ago. I had to do that to fix the algorithm because I was like, oh, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see
Jen is very funny. Jen is very funny. A lot of guys, they try to pinpoint what kind of guys she's into. I see in the chat and shit like that. And we talk.
Timberlands. Somebody said the Timberlands earlier.
Yeah, and we talk and whatever. And she'll show me this guy that she's into. And I'll see him and I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that. And then she'll show me another guy and I'll be like, okay, okay. I mean, maybe you see something I don't. And
I got white crushes too. I don't ever want a pink one, a pink penis, but I got lots of white crushes. I got Tom Hardy. I got Ryan Gosling. I got I loved.
You
see, yeah, I got my little white crushes now. But I'm afraid. I don't want to ever see a pink penis this close to my face. I will freak the fuck out. I will, and it probably matches his pink toes and his pink underfoot.
And pink underfoot. I am over it. I say pink
Let's
meat.
see the bottom of your foot. No, say it right now.
Me and my bestie call it pink meat.
What?
Pink meat. That's what me and my bestie
pink meat.
call
Yeah.
it. Pink meat.
Mhm.
Pink meat.
That's something I did not hear until I got into some of these spaces. I'm like, wow, okay. I will say, Erica
Loves pink meat.
I mean, she talks about the woman's breast and the pink nipples and things like that. She thinks it's very beautiful, but that's
See,
I don't.
We're about to go raw because I don't like pink nipples. You know why? My nipples are light. Newsflash, fun fact, right? They're light. They're not dark.
I got to see.
They're light, and I call them and I call them plantation nipples. I call them plantation nipples because they wouldn't be this light if not for slavery and sexual assault. They would have been like little chocolate because I'm taína, right? But we got mixed up, and now I ended up with fucking light nipples.
I don't know, Haran. I don't know.
It's a scar from the plantation, Lily.
I
wear the scar on my tits.
I think that's more of a woman. That's more of a woman thing. I really believe that's because for me.
I thought you were about to ask me if I had pink nipples.
No. I think that's more of a woman thing, like the colors. Because for me, it's like any nipple on a woman looks pretty good. It doesn't matter what color it is.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, those things are just like women have these strange hang-ups about their breasts, man. That men just like ooh. You know what I mean?
It's like they're moving. I can move them.
Yeah, they can be anything. They can literally be anything. One can be longer than the other. We'll just be like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh my God.
But
don't give us too much credit, man.
The other thing is cellulite. Women complain about cellulite, and I've never once in my life heard a straight man talk about a woman's cellulite. I've never even heard a gay man talk about
Again, that is the shit that y'all hung up with. That's the shit y'all hung up with. I've never in my life flipped a woman over and been like, ooh, cellulite. Like, no.
Don't come for my little.
The more I think, it's just the more I hear Jen talking about it, it's like, yeah, I don't think I've ever looked at somebody's color of whatever, their genitals, and thought that was a big deal. But that's just me. And listen, I've been with,
quite a few, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, three different.
I've been with a woman
three different flavors. I'll say that.
Okay.
I've been with a woman whose nipples were like this size and shit. Them shits was long as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? That was the only.
Some of them go in. Some of them inverted nipples, they call it. Some of them go in.
Volcano.
Some of them are real. Some of them are real big. Like Cardi B's nipples leaked one time. They're big.
No,
the areolas were huge.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I met a guy that the whole of his dick was in the bottom.
What?
Of the head.
I've seen that before. I don't like it.
Yeah, no. It was very weird. It reminded me of one of those things that swim on the bottom of the ocean.
Their pee hole. Their pee hole. You know your pee hole's supposed to be there, right?
Like a leech.
Their pee hole is down here.
That has to be a bitch pissing in public.
Right.
Man. You know what I mean?
I'm like,
oh my God. Like, how do you angle yourself where you don't pee on yourself?
Listen, to all the guys with the pee hole underneath their head, you matter too.
Like, how do you?
Yeah, man.
You gotta be fucking that toilet seat up when you go to the motherfucking pee.
Not to Lily. Not to me neither. I just want you. I want to be inclusive.
you got to be. That's wild, man.
Listen, Freaky Friday. Y'all are giving me ideas. We're gonna talk all about dicks on Friday. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
This is a preview.
This Freaky Friday is gonna be all about dicks. Okay, I'll get a urologist up here. It's gonna be Dick Day. This Freaky Friday.
I'll say something. about my dick. It doesn't point out. It just curves all the way up.
The up guy.
That's the best dick in the business. Here's why. Freaky Friday.
Like one time before, I saw a chick. I you know what I mean. I caught how a chick refers to me in her phone one time before, and I was going through her phone, and something said the hook. I'm like, And then she
So let
looked
me
at
give
me.
you the pros and cons. There's a little preview for Freaky Friday. We're gonna do dicks this Friday, okay? So if you have a dick, you're gonna want to watch Freaky Friday this Friday on the blog with Jen. So here's the pros and cons of the hook, right? First of all, it is explosive. The orgasms are explosive because we have a G spot on the wall of the vagina inside, right? That's why you could, like, when you're eating, you can do this with your finger and you, like, you know what I mean? So that dick is already designed for that. Not so much doggy style, not doggy style, but the missionary. And the man's on top, and you put that curved little fucker in there. Let me tell you something. So then you got the friction, the little curve is touching the wall. That shit is fucking explosive. But let me tell you the con. The fucking giving the head. I hate y'all. Giving the fucking head is like, I hate it.
It is also giving head to a
Why don't you just lay on the bed upside down? That way it goes straight.
It's that, like, any curved dick, like giving head to a curved dick is a bit. Y'all better listen. If you got a curved dick, you got a woman in your life, do something nice for her this weekend, asshole. Because it is not easy to give head to a curved dick, whether it curves this way or curves this way, curves up or curves down. Like, it's not fucking easy to deal with y'all. Do something nice for her this weekend, asshole.
I will say, for me, one of the major cons of it is that, okay, I can't believe I'm actually explaining to y'all right now. But like, I gotta put it to the side, and if I get a spontaneous erection and I'm sitting down, that shit is painful as a fuck. Because if it went straight out, it would just, like, just come up. You know what I mean? If it went straight out, but my shit, like, it curves, so it's just like,
no, those are amazing.
And it's just painful as fuck. So I got to shift myself sometimes, and it looks weird because sometimes people say like if a girl just passed by, and sometimes I'm like shifting myself or whatever. Hey, you all right? Like, nah, I'm just, my back.
Like, you good?
My back is just I slept bad.
Don Levon said, "What about a curved tongue?" Oh, you trying to get me to marry you, Don? What you saying? What you trying to do? Because I don't believe in marriage. I don't believe in marriage, but I'm saying I can make the exception.
Let me answer Damien real quick. Nah, bro, I've never got hit from the back. My shit can't. Like,
what is this head from the back? Damien's always bringing up that head from the back.
I've given a guy, because your
ass better be clean if you want head from the back.
Right, you better be like, you better.
That's all I'm saying.
Because a lot of guys think that they have their hygiene down packed, and they really.
Hello, thank you, thank you.
And another thing, I'm about to
somewhere to clean the apartment.
I'm about to give y'all another cue right here. I'm about to hook y'all up real quick with another cute gentleman.
Uh-oh.
For men who masturbate a lot, you tend to carry an odor, and I'm going to tell you why.
Holy fuck! Teach us.
I'm a person who has a very keen sense of smell. This is something I wouldn't wish on anyone. You don't want to have a keen sense of smell because I smell everything, right? And the thing is, what happens is whenever you masturbate, you're releasing pheromones, right? So we all have a natural smell, right? Depending on if you produce more estrogen or testosterone and all that good stuff. And so when it's like over and over and you're just constantly doing it, it leaves an odor no matter how much you wash. And then don't be a guy who works out and masturbates a lot.
Sheesh.
Yeah, no.
I like the smell though of a man who works out. Like, if he's just a clean man, like not a smoker, not a drinker, like after they work out and they got like that clean sweat on them, and they smell like them animal packs. Do you guys still take animal packs? You guys still drink animal packs?
What the what?
The little. The animal packs, the pills that come in that little plastic thing.
Oh, yeah. I got it. Oh, yeah. I still.
Oh, my God. The animal packs, I got to open it. I got it. The animal packs, I'd be like, it smells so good.
Serious?
Yeah. Oh, my God. The fucking animal packs, man. So when you like.
Vitamins.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So when you consume those and come from the gym and you sweaty, not stinky sweaty, but just sweaty.
Clean sweat.
And I can smell the animal pack through your pores. I'm weird, I know.
I like
this isn't Freaky Friday, damn it.
I know, right? But we always freaky. I love the clean, natural smell of a man. Like
people right now, all the lurkers are like this right now. Animal packs. Go to gnc.com, get some animal packs. Right. That's just me. Don't. Your girl may hate it.
Yeah. Dame seems like Dame said he got the same problem. So I guess Dame got a curve. I just think got a curve.
Oh wait, he said, nah. I have the same situation as Haran. We can't get good head from the back. Dame, you coming up? Talk to us about the curve. You know curved. We got 2 hooks on the panel and pink. Pink. We got the pink and the hooks. I see what you're doing.
Oh yeah, Don LeBron.
I tan mine. It's not pink.
Animal packs are amazing, man. You take 2 of those a day, bro. You got energy.
No, like animal packs are good. Like they smell. I'm telling you, when you buy them, I have to open it and smell the can. Like it's so. To me, I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck it is with the animal pack. I don't know.
I'm gonna go smell some animal packs tomorrow.
No cologne. I used to have an issue. I used to have a problem buying cologne in the past, like years ago, because there was a time where it's not the issue now, but there was a time where a lot of men's cologne, they had motherfuckers out here smelling sweet.
True.
You know what I mean? There was a couple of years. It was like this era. There was like this era.
You're
where
right.
It was just like I used to go, I would go get my cologne and I used to be like, and I'm a West Indian man. I'm still I still come from hyper, masculine values. You know what I mean? And plus I'm not trying to show up on the first date smelling like fresh apples. You know what I mean?
Fresh apples.
You don't want to smell like her.
Yeah, smelling like her. But now some of the fragrances, a lot of the fragrances now, there's a middle ground that they found. Yeah. I guess enough brothers complain, but like, look, man, I ain't trying to smell like no bitch on my first date. You know what I mean? And a lot of them have that middle ground where it's just like, oh, I'm smelling it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can work with this.
But you know what? I feel you on that. Like, there's things like I'm very open-minded and loving how the world is going and everyone's doing their own thing and people are gender fluid and sexually fluid and all that good shit. Well, let me tell you something about my ass. I am traditional in a lot of ways.
I'm sure.
Like my man, like an old school man.
Smelling like
no cut. Like,
well, my mother, remember one time before my mother.
What, somebody said cut what? Cut what?
No, it's okay, Jen. This is just.
I remember one time before my mama bought me a cologne, and she bought me some shit from the 70s. I'm like, man, we don't. She bought me Brute. I'm like, man, we don't.
Brute. Wait, was that the white bottle?
Yes, the
with
white
the little metal
bottle.
thing.
Okay. White and green bottle.
Yeah, English leather, Old Spice.
Yeah, like, ma'am, no man walks around smelling like literally like he killed a bull anymore. It doesn't work. He
killed the bull.
What about Stetson?
Brute.
Brute Stetson.
Yeah, listen. My first colognes when I was young they had Obsession, Drakkar, and Polo. Were the first.
Drakkar Noir.
Yo, my first cologne when I was getting it back in high school, baby, was Cool Water.
Mine was Ralph.
Cool Water smelled good though.
Mine was Ralph Lauren Pure Romance. Remember Pure Romance from back in the day in the 90s? And it was in the pink bottle by Ralph Lauren.
I'm not a perfume girl, so I don't know.
Well, I'm not now because me having a strong sense of smell, it gives me a headache. So I have to do like splashes and stuff like that because it's not as strong.
I do lightly, like I like the Gucci. I love the Gucci Guilty, the Gucci Bamboo. And I forgot this other one, this little Yves Saint Laurent thing. I'm not big on it, but yeah.
Liz Claiborne used to be my one I like women to wear. Liz Claiborne, back in the early 90s.
Oh yeah, she was big in the early 90s. Yep. Yeah. Yep. You're right.
Morris Chester. I guess Morris Chester is going back to the topic. He said that dude wasn't a passport bro. Well, define a passport bro. He had a passport. He went to China. He got himself a nice, fit, friendly, and feminine woman. That's a passport, bro.
Yes.
And he's a brother.
Aquadagio.
He's a brother.
I mean,
Might have been a spy.
He was a brother with a passport.
Right? Giorgio.
Remember Aquadagio by Armani? That was a real popular one in the 90s as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was?
No, I remember.
Okay. I remember I almost I think I lost my passport the other day. I thought I did. I freaked the fuck out. But for other reasons.
Right.
I ain't gotta run out there for pussy. I just honestly, it's just having a passport just for the sake of identification. That shit is a cheat code, man.
It is.
Like you could just pull out a passport and motherfuckers be like, oh yeah, you are who you said you are. Mm-hmm. Because I guess in their mind, like if you could jump through all those hoops to get a passport, you're that person.
No, that's very true.
You know what I mean?
I had to pull a quote unquote celebrity move one day. Mm-hmm. So they took my mail. Like, you know how they deliver and you're not home, they want to deliver it, so they took it to some building. They do some weird shit here now. It's like, it was like some weird random building. I'm like, this isn't UPS. Like, is this someone's house? Like, it was weird. So, get there, and I forgot why I didn't have my ID on me. I think I just ran out the house or whatever. And I was like, Google me. But it worked.
That's when you know you arrived. That's the humble brag right there.
Right, I was like, just Google me, darling. But I was like, this shit worked, though. Like, I got my mail. Like, so.
Enough with the question.
Yeah,
do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Like, I should have said that. Like, I don't know why I didn't just go there. But I was like, I want my shit now. I was like trying to think. I'm like, how am I going to get it? And I think I was about to go out of town, so I wasn't going to have any other opportunity to get it. I said, no. That's it. Google me.
So a quick question. I wasn't here earlier. So this gentleman, I did not research it. So this gentleman was sentenced to death in China.
Yes.
And reason being he was sentenced to death, it was just because they found his black ass in China.
He killed his Chinese girlfriend, ex-girlfriend.
Okay. Now here's the thing.
In China.
Here's the thing. Whew, okay, follow me on this one, brother.
Well, he came.
Where did you think you were going to be able to hide being a black man in China after you killed a motherfucker?
He appealed.
That you just thought that I'll be able to mingle and hide amongst the normal folk in China, being a black man. What is a dark-skinned fellow? I believe he was
brown. Yeah.
About brown dark. So a brown dark-skinned black man could definitely walk around incognito in China amongst a billion Asian people. Yeah.
And on top of that, that's the most surveyed city in the world. Like, you can't take a piss in your own bathroom without being surveyed. So, like,
I mean, it's like, wow. So
and it's funny, the U.S. Embassy made a statement, but it sounded like,
I mean,
like we know about it. We're aware of it. We'll get back to you.
Wait a minute. He doesn't have to play basketball, does he?
No.
Is he one of ours? Is he in the NBA? Well, then fuck him.
Right. So he set her up. He set to meet with her after they had broke up, and then he stabbed her.
Wow. Oh, he stabbed her. That's personal.
Yeah.
That's anger. Like, guns are kind of, if you kind of think about it, guns, shooting someone is kind of a mercy killing in many ways. If you kind of look at it from a philosophical point of view, you can, you don't even have to be up close and personal with somebody. You can be far away as fuck and shoot somebody in the head. If you got to come on somebody, you got to, wow. Speaking
of, I saw a story recently. A 14-year-old white boy stabbed a 13-year-old girl 114 times. 114 times. And they said he was just in school. Like, his friends used to tell his friends all the time that he's going to kill somebody one day. And he did it like with this pocket knife, and then he threw the knife in the lake, but the blade was stuck in her head. So they connected them like, okay, it's you. And then they had him on surveillance video walking with the girl. And then like a few minutes after, then he's running by himself. And then he was trying to say, well, I don't know. She tried to something like she tried to kiss me or something. And then I pushed her and she hit her head. So I don't know where she's at now. But it turns out he stabbed her 114 times. So, you know, man, I'm at home like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
That's
13, 14,
a
15, 16.
workout. That's a fucking workout, man.
It is.
Damn,
He was
man.
committed.
Shit, I was mixing my cake yesterday, and I'm like, fuck.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't have a machine. I don't have a.
He didn't run out of unscathed meat after a while.
She was stabbed. She was stabbed everywhere from head to toe. From head to toe,
Jesus
like her legs,
Christ.
her hands, her arms, everything. He stabbed her from head to toe. 114 stab wounds.
Jesus Christ, man. God damn.
A little girl, a cheerleader. And they were friends, but he just wanted to get it out of his system. He wanted to, you know what I mean? And then he was doing like, he did a live video from the back of a cop car. And then that went viral in the school. Because when he was arrested, he was in the car like, yo, I'm in the cop car, blah, blah. If you know where she's at, let them know. Because I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
And they're trying him as an adult.
Oh, shit. I mean, shit. You got the strength of one, obviously. Why not?
No, he need to be with the big boys. He need to be with the big boys.
I would say this, though. I don't understand why people are just... I don't understand why people don't think twice nowadays. It's just cameras everywhere. There's cameras in stores. There's cameras outside. People got their fucking phones out. I mean, you can't even get your dick sucked in public in peace anymore, man. It's just like... It's just... Everywhere,
there was a time
you're just on surveillance. Yeah,
there was a time when you went into a store, you'd look up and you'd see the TV and you'd see the camera. Now they're so hidden that, and we're so used to it that you don't even pay any attention to it anymore. It's just like you.
But I said earlier, this is a further illustration of what we've been talking about and why these men are so dangerous. Like, they can care less about the consequences. They just want to feel better in that moment. And that is so scary.
Again, that is ego-driven behavior that pertains to the id. That is the signs of a society that we're behaving like children, and we are rewarding people for behaving like children. We don't reward maturity in our society anymore. We like to claim that we do. We like to claim that the right thing to do is to talk out our problems and refer to proper and healthy conflict resolution. But you even see in these YouTube spaces, what gets rewarded? The shouting, the mudslinging, the shit throwing, behaving like just vicious, serial animals. You know what I mean, is what is rewarded. Not having a civil conversation. And you have to ask yourself, well, are these the spaces? This is the big thing that I question. Do you want to see black men or white men or whomsoever, with white women, everyone get into these arguments about relationships and genders, yelling at each other about relationships because you can't figure out a civil way, or you just don't have the fucking balls to have that kind of conversation with your woman in your home? So are you living vicariously through these people in these scenarios? You know what I mean? Because I was sitting here on the chat yesterday and I saw somebody say like, yeah, call her out, Heron. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not about that. You know what I mean? It's like, no, why don't you call out? Why don't you come up here and fucking call out? You know what I mean? It's just far too many people who just need to live vicariously through other people on these machines, man.
Were you talking about Joanna?
No. It was Cox.
No. I mean, was he talking about Joanna?
No, he was talking about you. He was talking about when I was having a conversation with he and I were having a conversation, and I was, speaking to you about a particular thing. And he was like, yeah, call her out. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like,
we always call each other out. Like, I don't get. We're not children. We're not children.
Like, and I'm just really concerned if, I just see a lot of brothers, talk about, the importance of leadership and so on. And I'm just seeing a number of you just don't have basic conflict resolution skills. You don't have a lot of the skills that are associated with leadership. You know what I mean? You know, it just sounds like dictatorship a lot of times. You can't even do that, right? Because you really don't even have enough power to be dictators. So, you know, it's a very strange thing. Don't
Or
say
money.
you want us to name 3 times.
That's true.
Check your email, guys. Check your email. Go into the private chat. Go into the P chat. Check your P chat.
I'm always thinking, based off of what Haram was just saying about the monetization and the incentives to act a fool online. That's why I'm always thinking, like, damn, what are the teenagers thinking? Like, when they look and see mama and grandma online, like, you know, busting it wide open, like, you know, shouting how much they hate men, but their little boy sitting right there, or how much, you know, it's very interesting. Like, because I'm just like, it has to be. I just feel bad for them. I'm so glad I didn't have to come up in this day and age. Because I feel like, well, I don't know, because I was just about to say something, but I don't know. The people our age are they've lost it too. Because I'm like, I feel like I'm a lot stronger because of the times that I came up in, meaning everyone didn't get a trophy. I knew life wasn't fair. So when I hit the streets and was 18 and stuff, I wasn't shocked. And like, you know, I didn't live an over-sheltered life. Because you rarely see kids play outside anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's, you know, it's things like that. It's just very interesting. It's like, I'm so glad I didn't have to grow up in this time period.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when we were growing up, I will say this, you know, there was a lot of brutal things going on, but that does shape you, and that does, by the time we were of age, we just didn't have rose-colored glasses about the world. We just didn't have it. You know, a lot of us were just aching to get the fuck out of our houses and our homes and go out there into the world. Some of us did it before 18. And, you know, when you go out into the world and you're already kind of set on what to expect, we had measured expectations. So a lot of things didn't necessarily shock us. A lot of things didn't necessarily rattle us. You know, you learned how to deal with things. I think I was saying this to Jen the other day. I think everyone who came out of that era, I think they're fucked up to some degree. But
no, it's true.
You can be fucked up, but learn how to cope. You can learn how to deal. You can learn how to say, hey, you know, yeah, I'm fucked up. I'm not okay, but I have to be okay because I have this world and I have this life that I have to tend to, so on. So I don't have the luxury of resting on my traumas and resting on the fact that someone did something to me, you know, eons ago. And I think that's where the culture is going right now, where people are being trained to rest on the fact that they didn't get their dad didn't get them the fucking pony that they wanted. Or, you know, they never got a chance to be prom king.
But isn't that, I remember that conversation, but I think every generation can say that. But it's about a different thing. Like this generation, they're going through something that we didn't go through, even though we went through our shit. Like we didn't grow up in a time where people are constantly tearing us limb from limb at the age 13, 14, 15, and 16, unless we had abusive parents, and that's different. But these kids, everywhere they go, they are being, I'm talking, remember back in the day when it was like, remember in the beginning when social media started and it was like, let's call out bullying. Bullying is bad. Now everybody's a fucking bully. Everybody from age 10 to 55, everybody's a bully. You have 40 and 50-year-old men talking about women. That's why you hit the wall. That's why you skinny. That's why you fat. That's why you got a big nose. These are grown adults. The males, not only the males, the women too, but adults talking like little kids in schoolyards.
Yeah.
You fat. You fat. That's something little kids used to do. Now you have grown people.
Right.
Grown people exposing people. And you know what I mean? Roasting people. Like, and these are fucking adults. Like, everybody regressed back to the fucking schoolyard. And the thing is, back in the schoolyard, not everyone was the bully. There was that one bully
I
that
was just about to
usually
say.
got theirs, right? There was always that one fucking bully that got theirs. Now with social media, everybody's a bully.
Yep.
Everybody's a bully.
You have a point. I mean, it just seems like one big, huge, long session of Call of Duty online. If you've ever been a part of that culture at any given time, some of the things that are said to you, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the things that are said to you, and some of the behavior that I mean, I've had motherfuckers call me all kinds of shit. Especially if they find out, if I'm a black person.
Yep.
Like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. You know what I mean? You know, they say all kinds of stuff, but you know, it was you know, I mean, designated for that world. Now that culture, the
nerds are the biggest bullies, Don. The nerds are the biggest bullies.
Yeah, the nerds are the biggest.
That's why I said revenge of the rejects. Like the rejects, the rejects are army now. They are army. The rejects.
Yeah, and Haran, you know, I occasionally still go on Call of Duty. The mic and the headset or whatever, I never use it, but I obviously I hear what people say, and it cracks me up. As an adult, it cracks me up because I'm like, yeah, it's the reasoning that they're mad at you is ridiculous. Oh, yeah, using the rocket launcher. Oh, you're lame. You're an idiot.
It's just
like
you've
got insane.
And you're like camping. Back in the day, like when we were kids, I think growing up, I heard that someone committed suicide one time.
Right.
And it was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
We couldn't even understand it. It was like, what does that mean? Why would somebody do such a thing? Like, it was a big deal. Now it's every other week.
Yeah, especially
all kinds of ages.
You know what wasn't a big deal back in the day too, especially when we were of a particular age, grade school age.
It was a big deal that somebody would do that.
Back then, pregnant teenagers weren't that big of a deal back then. You know what I mean? And also wasn't very common was getting left back in school. That wasn't common back then. You know, I'll tell you right now, those who are not of our age, if you got left back in the days, they called you stupid.
Yeah, it was not. You did not want to get left behind.
They called you stupid.
It was a big deal.
They called you fucking stupid, and you wore that jacket for the rest of your fucking life.
And all your friends would move on.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Everyone would move on. You're around a bunch of fucking people. It was just a nightmare.
It was a cold world. It was a
very cold world back then.
We have an elementary yearbook my friend showed me, and I had tears coming down my face. I was laughing so hard because I couldn't believe they showed like the special ed class, right? And like one dude's looking like this, one dude's looking like this. I'm like, they would never do that today. And they titled it special ed class.
No such thing as politically correct back then. Nobody was politically correct.
Put it this way, man. There's a reason why a lot of serial killers came, you know what I mean, from the past. There's not that many serial killers now, but there were a lot of serial killers back then because it was a cold fucking world, man.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean? And it usually started from childhood. You know what I mean? Like, I was watching Dahmer one time. One second, Lisa. I was watching Dahmer, and the way he was treated in school, I was like, yep, that's the origin story. Yeah, the mom's not home. Dahmer, they slap him in the back of your head in school. He's like, why is he in the fucking yearbook? Well, who told this fucking guy that he could be in the fucking? Yeah, that's how it starts, man.
They do a super chat break. Thank you for the super chat, Fahim Jackson. Fahim Jackson says, people weren't as comfortable back when you guys were younger because today's social media allows you to attack from a distance.
Yeah, that's true.
You got punched in the mouth when you guys were younger.
Yeah, we did. You did.
No, we just or we didn't say shit.
So,
Well, I was the one punching people in the mouth back in the day.
man, I punched and got punched. You know what I
Bitch,
mean?
what?
Yeah, man.
Them fights were crazy back then.
Yeah, they were. They
Whew.
were.
I
And
remember one
that's
time
another
before I
thing
was,
too. Like
but you know
that's
who
the
was
other
more
thing.
vicious? The women were more vicious than the men.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
The
yeah.
women were
Oh
more
yes.
vicious than the
Oh
men
yes.
back then. Like,
But
Yeah,
the
we would
other
try
thing
to
they
take
do
your head
now
off.
is they jump. Like no one does 1-on-1 fights anymore. They
nah.
all jump each other now. That's the weirdest thing. And then they brag about it, like, "Ooh, such and such got jumped by blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Yeah, that was 5 people on one person. Like, what's the conversation? I'm not understanding. Like, why?
Let me tell you something.
Ooh, like,
okay, so my dad taught music and history, so I was going to a school that was close to my house, and he just brought me to the high school across the river, which was a much bigger high school and a little bit of a tougher well, I'd say probably a lot of a tougher high school. But my first day, and I ended up knowing this girl because she was one of my dad's students in band or whatever. But my first day, I'm sitting there eating lunch. All I hear is some noise. I look back, and this white girl, hitting this black dude over the head with a tray, bam, and just starts swinging. Well, she was like the last child of 8, she had all brothers, so she knew how to swing. And I was just looking like, what in the hell did I said, girls are beating dudes' asses in this school.
Yo,
that's a heavy jacket to wear, man. You a brother, you got your ass whooped by a white woman.
She knew how to fight, and I think he came up and stuck his finger in her whatever, her meal, saying, you want this or something like that, and you were like, wham. I
thought you was gonna say he stuck his finger in someplace else.
Like, right. I was like, what the hell? That's another thing too, that you never knew. I was one of them kids. You never knew what was going on at home.
Yeah. You never knew.
You never knew what these kids were dealing with at home. So when you poke them in the cafeteria and they on you like freaking like hyenas, it's like, damn, wait, I didn't mean that. She crazy. Yeah, you just don't know.
I mean, the school I went to was a good place to learn decorum and learn respect, because unless you knew how to handle yourself, you don't know who's gonna whip your ass. You know what I mean? There were big guys there. I mean, there was all kinds, but yeah.
I mean, I noticed even at a young age, I noticed people's mothers dropping off their kids at school, and the mom was drunk. And maybe the father showed up in the slippers. You know what I mean? All kinds of wild, crazy shit. So it was.
And we were still in school during the crack era too. So we remember people's parents being crackheads.
Right. So it was just like assume that, if you lived a great life and grew up in a great home, that shit was rare back then. It was like, wow, man, that's amazing, man. And it's not even, race specific, because you could have a lot of those well-off white kids, their homes were fucked up, man.
Oh yes. I went to school with a lot of them. They were worse than us,
man. They have some fucked up homes, man. Because you think, us black kids, we just like, wow, they got big houses, living an amazing life. Meanwhile, behind all that, the father's beating the shit out the mother. You know what I mean? The mom is an alcoholic. You know what I mean? He's got a girlfriend, a boyfriend. You know what I mean? All kinds of shit. You know what I mean, going on. And then there's just hell going on. And then those kids, they detach and they get on drugs and go out there and create grunge music, you know what I mean, and shit like that. I mean, it's kind of like the origin of drugs.
And then they on stage music. Like Post Malone.
Yeah, exactly.
I fall apart.
I was like, him and his stage antics. That's the other day with the microphone. I was like, Post, what are you about to do with that microphone? Because this is getting a little weird. Like,
I heard he's a little wild on stage. I heard. I've never watched him, but I heard he's a little weird. He is? Oh, okay.
Okay. Do you guys want to? There's another topic I want to talk about.
Okay.
Since we're staying for a little bit more. Okay. I think I sent this to both Lily and Haran. and this is going to be completely left field. Karen culture connected to the slave plantation. Dun, dun, dun. Miss Bessie, I swear, girl, you just have the bestest of slaves every time I come over. It's just amazing how hard they work for you now. So I want to do a whole topic on that. I did do some research, and I did reach out to someone who wrote a book on it. And I want to somehow, in my on the block way, I want to connect Karen culture with the role white women played on plantations.
Well,
No
I will
Saint,
say
you up?
I will say this before No Saint grabs the microphone. I will say
No
this.
Saint is like, I don't want the mic.
Oh no.
Well, you can get the mic for that.
You gonna speak on this.
And just for the
You
record,
gonna
we're just winging this. I'm gonna do a whole topic on it, and George will be here, and No Saint will be here, and other
I
people will
definitely
be
have to
here.
research it.
I bet
No
you
Saint
wish
is
George
like-
was in that chat now. Well, don't you, No Saint? Anyway, I would say this. I think that white women, they pulled one of the biggest scams I've ever seen in a social system.
Which is
They figured out a way to have everyone allow them to be both liberal and conservative at the same fucking time.
Oh, break it down. Tell us the psychology behind it.
That's interesting because you're right.
Now let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Let's just talk about it. When we immediately think about racism, do we really think about white women first?
Nope.
No.
Not at
about
all.
white men. We think about white men. We think white men.
They in the back pulling the strings.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yes, they are. And they're in the back pulling the strings. They're in the back, you know what I mean? Coaxing. They're in the back. Never forget. 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump. You don't think some of those women weren't liberals? Some of those women weren't liberals who were against, sexual harassment and against, who weren't for the Me Too movement and so on and so forth. You don't think so? A good number of those women didn't have some of those politics and ideologies? Let's keep it real. All of those women weren't conservative. No, white women make sure that as long as their privilege is intact and their privilege can be reached for at a moment's notice, white women are fine. White women get violent when their privilege is threatened.
My friend said the most dangerous species on the face of the planet is a white woman.
The most dangerous she is. Yo, let me tell you something, man. Let a white woman in a corporate setting have a complaint, a sexual harassment complaint, and let a black woman have a sexual harassment complaint in a corporate setting. Same job. I guarantee you that black woman gonna have to motherfucking sit there and actually prove that should happen. That white woman,
something that
give her
isn't
whatever the fuck she want in order to make sure that that smoke and that problem goes away.
So a subject that isn't spoken about or even thought of was white women were slave owners. And they also, not just because, Massa and them bought slaves, but because they themselves bought and sold slaves. They would often rape the male slaves, force them to have sex with them. They would pass down their slaves to their daughters. Slaves were gifts. They were, Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. They would gift little slave girls at 1 year old, to their daughters. So they would have playmates and things like that. But they were very, very much involved in cruelty and the trade and the selling and the buying and all of that. So I want to get into that. I'm gonna make it an entire topic. I did do some research. I watched some great videos today. Great videos.
Do you have in there so we can, brothers can understand something? Because we like to puff up our chests when we say that white women actually, are attracted to us. Do you have it in there that stems from slavery and the fetishization of slavery?
Yes.
That's in
absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Now I will sit here and I will say this, and I will be honest. Anytime I was with a white woman, I knew what it was.
Also, in wills, they would often leave slaves to the daughters because
Prior to death.
they wanted to give their sons property.
Yes.
So they would give the sons land, and then they would give the daughters the slaves.
And they would do it prior to death.
Yes.
Remember, that played an important role too, because after the death, she wouldn't be entitled to it.
Exactly. Yeah, and then they had in the videos that I was watching, they were talking about that's where the myth came from that Black men are sexual savages, because the white woman was always this lily white pure thing. So it was easy to make it like, oh, I didn't want to have sex with him. You know what I mean? He's a savage. Like, he wanted to have sex with me. And then that generations and generations later, you know what I mean? Now Black men are seen the way they're seen. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm like, Black men shouldn't be helping that image. And a lot of them do, when, you know what I mean, with the, you know, when they talk about women, it's always about, look at that fat ass. Like, you know, you always hear Black men talk that way about women, right? And that's another thing. It's like, are you partaking and participating in the problem that is, right? So it's some harsh conversation. And I know, Haran, I know, you know, it's like when you hear that in Black male circles, where it's like, when you talk about a woman, it can't just be like, oh, she's nice, her ass, but she got fat ass though. Look at that ass. You know what I mean? So then it strengthens that view, right? Black men do that a lot, everything. And not only that, when you look at, you know, the Nick Cannons and the Future and the Charo Chocinco, where it's like, I'm just gonna fuck as many people as possible and populate. I mean, that you were a buck on a plantation. That is what they used you for on the plantation. So it's deep, it's layered. But Haran, you wanted to say?
Jenny, Jenny, are you implying that I'm somewhat of a plantation buck? Are you saying that?
Well, she threw a stone. She threw a stone, and whoever hollered, like, just saying.
I'm just looking for clarity. Yeah. Are you saying?
Yes, the behavior very much so. But here's the thing: it's great that we have these discussions, because sometimes we do shit traditionally and we think it's part of our culture. It's like, nah, I do this because I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm like, where did it stem from? Where did it begin? Why do you feel that way? Right? Why do you automatically look at a woman and say, fat ass? Because, you know, I'm sure in Africa, the tribes, right? There were beautiful women and beautiful men, and they got together and had families, right? You really think like there was some African warriors that are looking at an African woman and she got fat ass though? Like,
I thought there probably was one or two brothers who probably said it in African. Be like,
listen. Okay, but look, yes, men have always revered beautiful women. That is a fact, and that's not gender, race specific. We like beautiful beings, right? So of course, back then, I'm sure there were men that was like, wow, that's, you know, the way she has that plate in her mouth is really more fly than the way she got that plate in her mouth, because that's also a beauty characteristic too. That plate that they put in their bottom lip, that's you got to put that plate in just right.
It's real shit,
right?
Well, I mean, I know it is, but I'm trying to think about, you know, the mind is a very strange thing, and
you can put it there too. Take the plate out, you can put it there too. How about that?
Right? So it's, I mean, or the ones that, or the ones that, listen, or the ones that elongate their necks with all the things, which I love. I actually had my mother make me something like that because I like the long neck look, right?
I can see the usefulness in that.
Right, but here's the thing. It's not, Don Lemon said, it's always been a style fertility. That's different, though. It's different. It's different than, I understand you have to procreate and you're looking at the most fertile thing, right? But it's different in our day and age in this country, the way men diminish women down to just fucking them, right? Because when men say that, they're not thinking, oh, she's going to give me some babies. They're thinking, I want to fuck that fat ass. They are not thinking she's fertile. She's going to give me a bunch of kids. I wonder what that pussy do. I wonder what that ass feels like when I'm slapping it. That's different than men looking at a woman like, oh, she's fertile and I want to have some children. You know what I'm talking about, Don. Don't play with me.
Okay, so Jen, if we're around, you know what I mean, and I happen to see a woman, I'm like, oh, Jen, I happen to see a young lady, as we were walking. She looks like a very fertile young woman. I said to myself, this is the kind of woman that I want to have an amazing family with and enjoy the fruits of wonder and whatever life has bestowed upon us. That
dirty dog. You dirty dog.
You did what most assholes on social media do. You swung the pendulum to the other side and then you broke it off. You broke it off because okay. Well, all right. I'm gonna pull the ancient mama black card. Right. Give me a minute. Following me. I'm gonna pull this card. How would you like a man to describe that he's attracted to your mother if he was standing next to you? Right. And that goes for you too, No Saint. Any man can answer. Any man can answer. How would you like a man to describe your mother's beauty or attractiveness if he's standing next to you? She got fat ass, though. I wonder what that mouth do. Do you want that, or do you want? Well, she's attractive. She's an attractive woman.
There's two sides to this coin. I understand what you're saying.
I'm listening.
No, I wouldn't want to experience that. However, I'm here because the gentleman who was responsible for me, he most likely said exactly just that. And he moved forward.
Take the skates off. Take the skates off, Haran.
And I'm here because of that.
Take the skates off.
I'm here because someone asked what that mouth do, and they looked at my mom.
Take the skates off. How would you like a man who's attracted? Thank you. No, that's my point.
My dad is such an idiot. He told me that. He was like, your mother, she had a... Well, my mother does have she's known for an ass. That's literally, no, that's what she's known for. My mother has an ass that's like...
Right, so we take it back. We take it back to how Black men, African men on the plantation were viewed. We take it back there. Because again, I said, and I think all peoples of colors, we do this. All of us do it. But again, why do we do these things? I'm trying to dig deeper. Why do we do these things? Is this how we feel and how we talk? Have we always been this way? Have we always been sexual savages? Or did we get it from somewhere? And we don't even know it's in our subconscious, right?
Right, because you look at indigenous tribes that are still half nude. It's not a sexual thing to them.
But see, this is where I was going to go with this. I think that, for instance, in South America, or in Colombia and some of these other countries, they are more freely it's not a big deal to wear certain outfits that if you go in middle America, you get double, you get the mom looking at her like, it's difference in culture. So was it passed down through slavery? That would have to be researched. But there's a lot of things that we do as different cultures, and as in America, there's a lot of things we do that we don't know where we got it from, and it doesn't necessarily mean. I see where Jen's making a connection, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're doing it today. With that intention. I guess intention.
No. Well, it's not, but it's passed down. It's not with the intention, but that's the spirit behind it, right? I watched this documentary. I wish I can find it, you all, so I can send it to you. It was like a few years ago, right? And this is prior to watching this documentary, I already knew that colonization is what fucked up the world, right? Any place that's been...
So wait, let me ask you something on that. Was it fucked up just from colonization or was it always fucked up?
No. I'm talking about today's
was it very peaceful? Was it like Wakanda and then all of a sudden colonization?
No. Today's version of fucked up. Not their version of fucked up.
Very spicy response, white man.
Right. And that's to the point that Haran made earlier, that we had our own set of fucked upness, and this generation has their own. So I'm talking about this, stage of the world's history, right?
Right.
And so this particular documentary showed it in real time and how it fucks up indigenous cultures. I don't know if they made the document. No, I know they didn't. They didn't make the documentary to show that, but that was my takeaway, right? So basically, they discovered some new tribe that had been left alone for tens of thousands of years, right? And all of a sudden, people start fucking with them. So this guy goes in with his production crew and he makes friends with them and he's dancing with them and everyone's friendly. And he goes back like every 3 months, right? And you watch the breakdown of this civilization. And now they want cigarettes. Now they want ramen noodles and honey buns. They're wearing, traditional clothing when they were half nude before. They were living in tree houses. Now they're living in government subsidized huts.
Yeah.
Now they're lazy. They don't go out and hunt anymore.
Right.
They were getting fat. They were getting unhealthy. And then they were introduced to money. They became greedy to the point where they kidnapped the production crew. Yeah, it was bad. It was crazy. Like the documentary was really good. Like it got really real, like too real. And because they kidnapped the production crew because they discovered money and that money can buy you things. And all of a sudden the chief wanted a damn boat. He was like, I want a boat, so buy me a boat. And they were paying the people, right? They started paying the production crew started paying the villagers to participate in the documentary. They was like, oh, what's this? They were like, it's money. You can buy things. Oh, really? What's that mean? And then he comes back and he's like, oh, I can buy shit? Well, I want a boat. They were like, well, hold up, like, and he was like, oh, the chief was like, okay, well, hold on. They poured out them bows and arrows and shit. And it was on, and they had to get these folks a boat before they can get up out of there.
I'll say this. I'll say this. No Saint is still my favorite colonizer.
Well, listen, you don't want to be sit up here and just be boring. I gotta.
Not at all.
The man basically said, wait. Well, you ain't gonna sit there and say the white man fucked up everything. Shit was still fucked up when we got there.
All right. 99.9%. 99.9%.
There you go. That's a good number.
Here's the thing. I love this question that Don is asking because he's really fighting for them fat asses. So let me address him. Which is fine. He said, then why are they getting BBLs? Not for us to think she's smart. And then he says, these women in 2023 don't care about us saying, damn, she has a fat ass. They spent good money on that BBL. The reason why they're getting BBLs is not for you, is because your savagery and stupidity and desperation is getting her paid.
God damn it. It got to be desperation.
It's true.
Okay. That's why they're doing it. They're not doing it so they don't give a fuck whether you think they're smart or dumb or stupid. They just need to know that you exist. And once they get a fat ass inserted, you are going to get them paid. Now, I know what the retort is going to be. I don't get no fucking money. I'll pay them hoes. Fuck them hoes. Here's the thing. Every click.
Your male voice is hilarious, by the way.
And it's universal too. It's not race specific. Like that's my man voice. Men hate when I do that. Like who the hell sounds like that? I'm like, that's how you sound. Right?
In our ear, that's how it sounds.
That's how it sounds to me.
Yeah.
So that's how I put bass in my voice. So again,
why is that though? Wait, before you finish that, why is that? Why is every time a woman tries to impersonate a man, he sounds like a complete fucking idiot?
Don't go there.
And it's with a deep voice. Why is that, man?
Don't go there because when they make fun of me, I sound like fucking Mickey Mouse.
Right. They always like,
I sound like many Mickey Mouse.
Well,
and I'm always like, whose voice is that? And be like, your voice is like that. Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't say it like that.
That's the universal woman's voice when they do it.
Well, we only do that. We only do that when you're nagging the shit out of us.
Yeah, see?
That's what we only do that.
And I do that, and I only do that when guys are being dumb. Okay, so Don, they don't, these women are looking for money. And every time you click on their page, every time you hit follow, every time you like a picture, that results in money. That's why they're getting BBLs. And once they get their money, they could throw up their red bottoms and their Gucci bags and their Louis Vuitton bags in their pictures. That's why they're getting their fat asses. They're not getting it. They don't want you to think they're smart. They don't want you to think they're smart. They just want you to see that they have a fat ass. Going back to what No Saint said, I understand that, you know what I mean, every world, so to speak, has different traditions and cultures and stuff. But I'm with Lily. It's the energy behind it. When men are talking about women that way, it diminishes her as a human being.
No, I know.
Right?
I get what you're saying. No, I know what you're saying as far as like, it's almost like we're talking about the passport bros going around and then broadcasting it online, and it's like really not a good look. I get that part, but I was just saying that I'm not sure if it's kind of what I'm saying is when there's traditions, and that's what I was getting to, is like we do so many traditions, most people don't even know where any of the traditions come from or what kind of dark past they have. And yet those traditions take on, and I'm not necessarily saying that this girl has a fat ass is a great thing, but the traditions morph into something different than what originally the purpose was. That's all I was saying. But yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, and what Ron was saying, but another thing, what you were saying was,
I'm gonna get these men right if it's the last thing I do.
What you were saying, what you were saying was, you know, when you look at a girl and said, "Ooh, she," I mean, I think most, and I think you do it too, Jen. You look at something nice and you're like,
Of course she does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm only thinking fucking. Thank you for proving my point. I'm not thinking this man. I'm not thinking this man has a great mind.
Okay,
maybe he's a great provider. Maybe he's a good leader. I'm thinking what that dick do. His ass is sitting right. That's what I'm thinking.
And that's because when you before your ancestors had a language, that's what the code was. You're saying you're not thinking this person is a good provider, but really you are when you're looking at someone.
The white man is talking about my ancestors. The white man is talking about my ancestors.
Your ancestors, because I believe your ancestors are my ancestors too. But I'm talking about before, before they had a language. Before they had
came through today. Like nothing.
Before they had a language, it was a visual thing, and it was about this person is a good provider by looking at symmetry, by looking at you know what they can do. It is about that. But now we have a language that say, "Ooh, that girl's got a fat ass."
Continue, cave dweller. We're listening.
There's no shame in a cave. That's a smart, made up home. That's just a natural home with air conditioning in it.
Hilarious. There's no shame.
Okay, so I get what you're saying. Now I'm going to do the simple. Two things can be true, right? Yeah. Because when I'm looking at that type of man, a man who's fit and tall or whatever, of course, we go back to nature, right? Mating, like, ooh, best possible offspring. This is going to be amazing. But then there's the other side where I don't give a fuck about his mind, his heart. I don't give a fuck what he can do other than fuck good and look good in some tight boxer briefs, right? And that is damaging. That's damaging to me, to him, to society. It's damaging for men to diminish women to parrots.
Doesn't it feel amazing though?
Doesn't it feel amazing though?
Well, lots of things feel good that are bad for you. That's why we're all here. That's why we're all here.
Exactly. Like 9 out of 10 times, everything that feels incredible or tastes incredible is terrible for you.
Right, but here's the thing, but we can't deny. I'm just saying you have to be able to. You have to be accountable. I'm just saying you have to admit that sometimes you are the problem you speak of. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. Spices aren't really good for you. We're gonna spice the fuck out of some chicken though. Ain't nobody trying to have no chicken without it being no seasoning.
I'm just saying.
You know?
The same attitude that men pass down. That's the world that your mothers, your sisters, your brothers, your daughters are going to live in.
My thing is like
true.
my thing is when certain guys act as if that's the first ass they ever saw in their life, and I'm like,
oh, I hate that. I'm like, you never seen that, but I'm not a man, so I'm not about to.
I think I have a theory. It's like, when women get pregnant and they go through labor, and it says that the only thing more painful than pregnancy, giving labor, is being burned alive. One would contend that, wow, you have 6 kids, so you couldn't wait to actually have the feeling of damn near being burned alive after you had this child. But I think nature makes you forget about that pain. So I think, in a way, as men, nature makes us forget about the last fat ass we saw.
You
It
just
kind
trying
of,
to make
reboots
so
us.
deep.
It kind of reboots us.
I was with you. I was with you.
We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
I was with you.
And then we go to the corner. The next corner is like, oh, that's a fat ass.
But then how do you explain men? How do you explain men that don't act like that when they see women and they get women?
Wait. Just because he doesn't act like that doesn't mean he's not thinking that.
He can think it.
He can think it.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay. Well, wait a minute. Now, personally, I have decorum now. I'm not walking down the street, and then when a woman passes by and she's built a certain way, I'm not the kind of guy to be like, "Damn, girl." No, I'm not.
Well, if it don't apply, I'm talking about the rest of the heathens watching who act like that.
Man, they're those kind of guys that just like, most of them niggas just came out of jail anyway. So it's to be expected. But but regularly, most men that I know, we have some sort of class. We have some sort of way of carrying ourselves. I see every woman and picture her tied to something.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a crotch watcher, and I can see a crotch from 2 miles away.
My ex-girlfriend was like that.
I can spot it. I can do a whole drawing and everything. I'd be like, oh, it looks like this.
My ex-girlfriend called herself a dick whisperer.
Yeah.
Listen, we get on Friday. We're gonna get into all of that. The dicks where the balls are bigger than the dick. I hate them motherfuckers. we gonna get into all of it Friday. Friday's dick day.
Oh my God.
Friday's gonna be dick day.
There's gonna be a lot of angry motherfuckers in the chat.
Gentlemen, if you're watching, come through on Friday. We're gonna talk about your dick more than likely, because we're gonna talk about all of them. So wait on your category. Wait on your category on Friday. We're gonna talk about all of them.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah,
and
Jen, wait 1 second,
like
Jen.
The size and shapes and stuff. We have like all the sizes and shapes.
Bring your chart, Lily. Bring your chart.
Yes,
but Jen,
for Friday.
Yes.
But Jen, you know that I very much am a gentleman, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So I don't know why you caping for the savages.
I'm not necessarily caping for them. I'm just saying that. What I will say, that just give the caveat and say that it's okay for you to think that way. We understand you're a man, but just behave yourself. This is the point of being a gentleman.
Well, I went deep. Well, you can do that, right?
You know what I mean? I do that.
No, I said you can do that, because we're going to explore this again. Okay. But my thing is, I wanted to go deeper than that and have people ask themselves, why do I act like this? Why do I think this way of women? I mean, it's so bad that women went and made a fucking business out of it. They went and got them BBLs, and they are getting wealthy. They're getting fucking wealthy because dudes are all in the asses.
But see,
I'll say this. I know why I do it. I'm not crass and just savage with it, but I know why I do it. I love women, man. I am just fascinated by the female form, feminine energy, the way that it just, I love feminine, soft, just that energy. I'm very much attracted to it. And the moment that I'm around that kind of energy, I just want to just protected
and tie it to a bedpost.
Yes, and you know what I mean, and do all those things to it, and but treat it as porcelain. You know what I mean? Women are very precious and women are very fragile. And
Yes,
they
we
should be
are.
treated. They should be treated as such. You know, and but yes, there's a side of me that's just very savage and sadistic when it comes to women, but it's a balance.
I want to say,
a balance.
you just took the words out of my mouth. The balance is awesome because we do love the gentleman and the freak.
Yeah, I'm very much a gentleman. Like, look, listen, I am the guy who, you know, every woman that I've been with, you know, a couple of dudes have laughed at me for it, but every woman that I've been with sexually, I help put her clothes on afterwards, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I help put her clothes on afterwards. I make sure she's good. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I don't just even if it's not that kind of relationship, I'm gonna still help you put your, you know what I mean, clothes on. And
See, that's what girls go back and talk to their friends about. Girl,
you know, because I think that at the end of the day, you know what I mean, you know, every woman should be left with her dignity. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
Tova, you should be. That's a beautiful thing. Tova, you.
What Tova just said?
Yeah,
Okay,
Tova, you must be new here. Tova's new.
What happened?
Like, this must be your first stream, Tova. So let's go ahead and give
Tova,
the new subscribers the breakdown on the whole men don't marry the BBL though.
The BBL women don't give a fuck about a ring. They want the bag. The new modern woman just does not want it's beyond her not wanting to do your dishes and your laundry and take care of the kids. She's beyond that. Now she wants the bag and she's not doing none of that.
And she probably prefer you be married.
You know what?
Yes.
I'm just realizing something. I'm just realizing something.
Somebody else's headache. Yes.
I'm just realizing something. I get it now why a lot of these brothers have that issue and they throw marriage in the face.
Because I feel like it's their last stitch effort to try to.
No, I don't think. I don't think it's the last stitch effort.
What do you think?
I think that because we always said it, men control marriage and women control sex. So if men can no longer control marriage because women don't want you know what I mean, marriage, the only thing that can actually be controlled is sex, and the women can only control sex.
Oh wow!
Well, so I'm starting to realize
because I'm always wondering why they always say that. Like, y'all
because if you think about it, if you don't want marriage, there's no incentive to snarl you. There's no way that I can keep you. You know what I mean? Because you no longer want marriage.
And men have to, I mean, even if you look at the fucking statistics, women don't give a fuck about marrying you. And even the ones that do divorce you 75 to 80% of the time, and it's growing. So even the one, don't, I'm trying to tell men, stop being stupid, right? They will marry you though. These new women, these young girls, these 20-year-olds, these 30-year-olds are getting BBLs to get the bag off of you stupid motherfuckers because y'all always in their mentions and in their tags and in their comments and in their likes and on their pages. These women have 1 million, 2 million, 3 million followers. It's all a bunch of dopes who are never going to hit. But because you frequent their pages, they can monetize and they get in the bag. They want to go to Miami. They want to go to Dubai. They want to hang out with their girlfriends. They want to be, live fast, die young. They don't give a fuck about a ring and taking care of a man. Men are fucking headaches. We talked about last night. They're fucking headaches. I don't know why men think that they're the creme de la creme and it's amazing to be with y'all. Women leave 75 to 80% of the time. So you're going to only hold over them. They ain't marrying them though. Who are you holding that over? These girls with the BBLs don't give a fuck about a ring. They want the bag. And if you're married, even fucking better, you that bitch's problem. But can I have your money, sir? This is a new woman. I don't know where
I have a question. I think as men, we're looking at this wrong.
But before you say that real quick, Karan, let me just say, and the ones that want the ring, you don't want them.
Boy. Here goes Tova's next comment.
Oh God, he must be new here.
He's definitely new.
Tova, you go. Okay, look, Tova. Tomorrow when you get up, right, go down to the nearest nursing home. Okay, and what you're going to see there is a bunch of elderly people being taken care of by people that's their job. You know why? Because if they were still married, right? Let's assume that they're still married. Well, their spouse is of age where they're not able to flip them over and turn them and change them and all of that stuff. So you're still going to be alone. You're still going to be taken care of by somebody else. Chances are. So
That's a good point.
So keep saying this whole, so women that never get married have to take care of themselves for the rest of their lives. Jen just told you they don't care.
They do not care.
They realize,
and nobody's thinking that far in advance at that.
They're not.
Nobody. Yeah. That's a fear and that fear is dying down too. But that's fear mongering. That's like I talk about that. We talk about that. You need somebody who's gonna wipe your ass in 95. Nobody gives a fuck. BBLs, trips. Okay, fucking around, turn up, have the athletes in their fucking mentions, because that's literally all they need is a fucking BBL. I don't even have a BBL and I got the fucking athletes in my fucking DMs. Women do not care because men are too easy. Do you notice that a lot of these women, and I'm talking about the guys that you would think would never fall for it. You got Tristan Thompson, he's an idiot, but what about Dwayne Wade? He went and had a kid on Gabrielle Union, and you would think, oh shit, you with Gabrielle Union, that's the top of the top. No, he went and got some fucking random pregnant and he had a break baby on her. This is happening in a lot of relationships because women want the bag. So guess what? The chick comes up on some child support and Gabrielle Union, you got to live with that motherfucker that cheated on you now. I don't.
Right.
I get to go shopping. and I get to say I'm Dwayne Wade's baby mama. What happened? That's what they want.
And women don't give a show out of it.
Absolutely. And then Mona Scott Young will come calling. Those are the new women.
Ambulance chaser, baby mama chaser, ambulance chaser.
Yes. These girls can get their own reality show. Lily, there's a show on Forest Bias Networks. Guess what it's called? Side Chicks.
Oh, they finally released that show?
It is released.
Talking about it for a minute.
It's released, and women are loud and proud to say, yes, I'm a side chick, and what? I'm getting paid. What happened? This is a whole new, different type of woman. They don't give a fuck about a ring. But men, y'all gonna end up all alone somewhere in a nursing home, okay, by yourself, because you were hoping, wishing, and praying that you found a woman who gave a fuck about a ring. Y'all better evolve with these chicks. They do not care. They don't care.
I think as men, we need to look at this from a particular perspective. Because if 8 out of 10 motherfuckers is leaving, I think we need to ask the 2 who stayed and say, what was it? What was it that made you stay, man?
We got
if it sounds real fucked up why they stayed, then we got to really go back to the drawing board with a lot of this shit. Because it's just like, well, I stayed because, I have nowhere to go. That is just a painful answer to hear. And, I'm hoping in the midst of all that, you want to hear, I stayed because I made wedding vows. I love this man, blah, 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 so on and so forth.
It's going to be religion.
Yeah, all those things. Like, I'm hoping that there's a pure answer in there. But the cynic in me is just saying, like, oh, shit. But look, I speak to married men. I speak to married women. And, a lot of married women, the reason why they leave is they say the guy checks out after a while. He either checks out physically or he checks out emotionally. And maybe as men, as I've often said in the past, we get complacent, man. We get too used to routines. You know what I mean? We get too used to routines. It's very easy for a man to, pick like maybe 2 or 3 sex positions that work and stick to those, especially on Sundays.
Don, so we ain't getting married, Don? Don talking crazy now. Don, we ain't getting married? Wait a minute now. I don't believe in marriage neither, but you good stock, brother.
You got land. You got land,
and you can kill things that are living.
We got an apocalypse or something coming up in the next.
I believe you, Lily. Steve said, "Ain't nobody gonna wipe your ass." Your elderly wife or your elderly husband can't wipe your ass anyway. So if you want to know where people are wiping asses, it's in nursing homes and it's in hospices. Because if you grow to 90-something years old with your husband or your wife, they can't wipe your ass. That's a lot of work. Sometimes it takes 2 people to spin a body over. So that's even a myth. When people say ain't nobody gonna be there to wipe your ass, ain't no 95-year-old lady wiping the ass of a 97-year-old man.
I think Topher is a woman. I think Topher is a woman. I'm Puerto Rican. I live in a wealthy area with my white husband. White men do not marry women with BBLs. I'm telling you, the suburb life is different from the urban life.
Oh, but what are you not understanding? Okay. The BBL is not looking for a husband. They're looking for your husband.
Hello.
I don't know, man. Your white husband. Look, listen. This has been going on since slavery. The white man will taste some chocolate every now and then. Don't get it twisted. There's been there's been a couple of big butts in the white man's lineage a few times.
Tova, you could come up. Tova, you could come up if you like. I drop the link.
I know they're trashy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but no. But here's the thing. Unfortunately, for all of us, Tova, men love trashy women. They love trashy women because they know trashy women is going to give that spontaneous head, suck their dick from the back, jump on them while they're watching the game. They love trashy women. They love women.
They marry non-trashy.
Too far.
They love, they love trashy women. They love trashy women.
Women love dressing up like trashy women every Halloween. So, the hoes get love out here, right? The DL.
They marry, they marry non-trashy and cheat with trashy. So it is what it is, you know.
I don't understand that. I don't understand the logic behind that, but whatever. You know, again, that's the Madonna whore complex. You know.
Yeah. I mean, they're right for the night, but you know, here's the thing. Your husband felt like she was worth fucking up your marriage. So you can't, this is a woman bashing other women when it's the husbands that step out of the marriage. So if she's trashy, then what is he? He took vows with you.
Right. Cause I'm like, she's a thought. She's just doing what a thought's supposed to do. Right. Like that's what she do. But he's your husband. So what's he supposed to do? He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Your vows couldn't stand a chance to the way that back of that throat opens up.
And another thing, you can't really, like, women are assuming, right? Like, what did she say? She was like, yeah, I know they are trashy for sex, for lust. Yes, you are right for the night. But here's the thing. Those women don't give a fuck. Again, they're younger, they're freer. They want to fuck your husband and send him back to you because they don't want to be the ones washing his underwear and doing his dishes and putting up with his lazy ass and his lazy dick. They all right for the night. Like that's what they want. You know, that's what it is. It's a cold world, dress warm, like Karan told me. That shit stuck in my head forever.
I know it's stuck in my I said it earlier in my head. Because it was something I was ready to bitch about. And I was like, and I heard
Tristan, you
it's a cold world, man.
Every time I get to talking, this is what Tristan sees.
God damn, look at them.
I'm just sitting here like this, look at y'all just be shooting up everybody.
I don't know where I fucking got those obliques from, Haran. I do not. My daddy. My dad.
Got to be it, man. God damn, man.
I didn't work for him. I ain't work for him.
You see how natural she is with that gun? That's so scary. Like, I'm not saying she used to be something back in the day, but you know. I'm just saying.
Griselda Blanco,
Griselda Blanco disappeared, and boom, here you go invading the Bronx with crack. I'm just saying.
I was acting.
Acting, selling crack?
Method acting.
Let me not give me the quotes.
The method acting.
Yeah, method acting. And she's been studying all her life.
Yeah. What Lily said. Don said a husband be ready to risk it all for a BBL. She don't want to keep him. She just want his money.
Yeah.
Look, man, don't ever, and this goes for
I mean, it's a cold game. It's fucked up. It's a cold game, but blame it on men. Men like what they like, and men like trashy. Trashy.
Especially when it comes to men, don't ever underestimate the power of the new car smell.
Right. They're always
Ever
making
underestimate
they're
the power
always
that
That's
they
why
talking
I ain't committing to one motherfucker alive. That's
they're
why I'm
always
not
making a newer, later
committing.
model. I always say that they're always making a newer, later model, and yeah, it's just that simple.
You
Like
can
you
love your
said.
car. You can love your car. You know, you can love it. You can been through everything with it. But if somebody say, "Hey, man, you want to grab the keys to
No
this
saying, no
Lamborghini
saying
right quick?"
mighty quiet. No saying mighty quiet on this
If
subject.
somebody like,
Nice guy.
like
You
no
can hear
saying, like no
crickets up
saying,
there.
no saying, you got it. You got a reliable vehicle, right?
Yeah.
You have a very reliable vehicle. You've been
Yes.
through enough. You've been through a lot of things with those vehicles, right? The things have spilled in the car. You've cleaned it. You've been through wars with it, right? If I handed you the keys to a Lambo real quick, I'm like, hey, why don't you spin this around the block? So
Oh shit! Tova said.
you know what I mean?
Tova came back.
Would you
Yeah.
do it? Exactly.
Yo, Tova came back with the big gun. She said that's why I married him for his money. Now we
Right,
talking,
right,
baby.
right.
Now we talking.
She said,
Now
"We
we
only want my
talking.
life."
There you go. You was 1 year away from getting a BBL. This is you just basically
She kept it really real. She said, "We
That's
only have
what.
to
Damn.
Now we talking. How you doing, Shelly?
Damn.
That's what. See, but that's a smart woman. Now we talking. Now we talking. Okay, that's it. Marry them for their money. Don is playing. Or this could be us, Don. I could be talking about I married you for your money, but you playing.
Are we serious too, Tova?
Damn. Now I'm
This
curious
is
what she looks like.
This is the power of resources. Jen talking all that shit. Ain't never seen Don one day in her life. But he got land though.
And he kills things.
Right, he kills
with his hands. With his hands.
Provider,
Let that be a lesson to you. If you got resources and you're useful, you ahead of the game, man. Let that be a lesson to you, brothers, man.
And I don't even believe in commitment. Yeah.
Right. But
that brother make me commit.
Right. Willing to think twice about this.
I don't have to go out there and kill the pig in the apocalypse.
No,
right.
You making at least $250,000 that can change a tire. Your dating pool is very wide.
Yeah.
But you know what? No Saint got a point, because usually women that marry for money are attractive. You want to come on up, Tova?
Of course.
Come on up, Tova.
Of course. Because usually a man who has money
see Don trying to get proposed to. Now he talking about he's killed a lot of things. Don, stop playing with me. This could be
have more in common than you probably even know. This is awesome.
I'm trying to tell him. I'm trying to tell him.
They both light-skinned killers. What do you think?
Hey, I ain't never killed nobody. I don't know where the body's at or nothing.
Right? Yeah, no.
No, you didn't kill them. You just said, "Oh, wait a minute, he just overdosed." That's what you said to the police.
It was
like that when I got here.
He just played one on TV,
right? I don't.
I'm just thinking. So Tova, she colonized the colonizer.
She did.
Look, man.
She's sucking those resources right back out.
Right.
She's
like, this is not reparations, damn it.
Yeah.
Look, listen. In life, look, y'all gotta be more realistic. Life is about using what you have to get what the fuck you can get.
Hello. See that shit again.
If you gotta pay a big breast, a big ass, a big dick, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you have in life, you are given that so you can use that so you can get whatever the fuck you need in life. You know what I mean? That's the way nature works.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
Nature gave you hips because you're supposed to use that shit to your fucking benefit. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to do. You want to go get married? Sure. You don't? Yeah, sure. You can do that. You know
these women are different. These new women are different.
But if the point of the matter is, if you die in life, and you have so many great attributes, you're a fucking moron. I think that
I would like to see in the future, they may not have a choice because not everybody, everybody's not going to be able to get a passport. Some of y'all are criminals. So I would like to see more men give chances and pursue women that are in their lane. Them little boring ones, them little ones that don't, you know what I mean? That's your happiness right there. Like, leave me alone.
We need that content. We need them depressed and miserable. Stop that. Don't give them no hope.
We're always going to have content.
Yeah,
I'm the
right.
content
People
queen
always
in this
gonna do
bitch.
some dumb shit, so we gonna have content.
We gonna always have content. And probably y'all, Tristan, you men.
What?
We always gonna have content as long as y'all breathing.
There is no y'all, okay? Because I am shameless to the core, okay?
Tristan, you follow every IG broad I follow. Stop it.
Every single I told y'all before, I see your little nasty asses. Especially
Wait.
you, Tristan.
Bro,
Especially you, Tristan.
Jen,
listen.
we nasty as fuck, Jen. Because every time
Listen.
I'm down in them fine guys' comment section, I'm like, Jen done beat my ass here.
Yes.
Listen.
Yo.
Oh,
Yo, I remember one time before. You know what I mean? There was this trainer, you know what I mean? And he seemed like he had a great diet or whatever. I was going to comment in the comments and be like, hey, man, you know what I mean? What's your diet? Blah, blah, blah. You know, any pointers? And before I got there, I scrolled down. I was like, Jen? Like
right.
She's the comments heavy. Like,
But hold on, she said all that, and I'm just sitting here like this, like I give a damn. And I'm
Listen. Listen. And you probably always gonna catch me because I'm always like, how old are you? That's me in the comments. How old are you?
That's Jen's pickup line.
It is.
Yeah. Jen's the female Leonardo DiCaprio. Like after you hit 25, I'm done. I'm done with him.
Mine is
how old are you,
nice.
baby?
Mine is nice.
You look a little young. How old are you? And they always hit me with that 20 shit, man. 25, 26. Damn. 27.
Also, they in their 30s. They lied. They're lying.
They be too fucking young.
It's a great
Shit.
chance they're lying.
I'm like, nah, you my nephew's age. I can't do that. Can't do that.
I'm not gonna lie though. I've been in a couple of these Cougars comments, man.
Yeah, you be sending me some beautiful older women.
Some of them older women. I'll be like, hey man.
Hey ma'am.
Tristan, I'm watching you. Don't get nobody knocked up or nothing. Tristan be out there like, you could get a follow. You could get a follow. You could get a follow. Oh shit! No, I don't, Donovan. I don't want no young guys. He said, "How old are you? You want an Xbox?" No.
Yo, I swear to God, I swear to God, she is. I swear to God. Let him bench 400 pounds with a good IG follow. Jen's buying that fucking Xbox.
Oh my
She's gonna buy
God.
that shit.
Let me find out.
Nah, peep game, right? Listen, peep game, right? I was watching this new reality show with some really dope dudes, right? Mm-hmm. And I went to the guy's Instagram page and I played fucking dumb. I was like, he was working out on one of his videos. So I had commented, I was like, oh, who's this? I knew who the fuck he was.
Yo, she's a fucking dude, son. She's a fucking man.
So then someone was like, oh, that's such and such. You're on his page. I was like, word, that's cool. And guess who responded after that? Homie. He was like, hey, sis, thank you for coming to the page. I was like, I know who the fuck you is.
Yo, she is a pervert, son. She's a pervert. She is 100% straight up Bronx male Hispanic pervert. She is a man.
And she be talking about niggas' body parts too. When she sends me these photos, like I'm sitting here and agree with him, like, yeah, he really does have nice shoulders. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
I'm like, Haran, look, he fucked up leg day. He didn't go to leg day for 3 years.
But no, in no circumstances, the nigga did look like he fucked up leg day for like 3 years.
Damn.
His legs were fucking horrible. His legs were fucking terrible.
He sure did.
It was terrible.
Oh, wait. Who's dude on the bottom left? He's all right.
That's my girl Shelly, and she fine.
Wait, what bottom left? Is she talking about the picture of this white guy?
That's why I'm asking. The white guy or the black guy? I'm like,
oh, they talking about the white guy.
I'm like, that's a whole WWE wrestler, man.
What's his name?
I think it's Roman Reigns, isn't it?
Yeah, fine though.
I mean, listen, it's powerful though. It's powerful because it's like back in the days when women used to drop their little handkerchief, be like, oh, I dropped that. Like I know I'm gonna jump in their comments and could be like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I'm big on the damsel in distress. Oh, damsel in distress, realness.
Yeah, and I typed that shit with a straight face. I was like, "Who's this?"
All of a sudden, what you're carrying is heavier than usual.
Never mind. Yes, never mind. I didn't watch you on 5 episodes already.
Right.
I don't watch you on TV like Papa. I was like, "Oh, who this?"
Ran over to his IG.
Damn right. My feet were hitting my ass. That's how fast I ran.
I think I am vindicated. I am happy with this whole conversation.
You're not, Tristan. You
I
got
am
this.
100% I'm not
I'm the
in their DM.
godmother.
I'm not in their DMs and I'm not in the comments.
I gotta watch out for you, Tristan.
She doesn't want you corrupted like me, Tristan.
Right.
Doesn't want you
do as I say, not as I do.
I'm not corrupted. I'm not corrupted, by the way.
Oh my god.
Sir, you're a whole porn star. What are you talking about?
That's you.
Yes, sir. You talk about what I DM you. The shit that
you literally have a title. That's how big of a freak you are. You have a title.
I had to go to FBI's most wanted list and make sure he wasn't on there because the shit he be doing. I'm like, she let you do that?
Like I wouldn't be surprised, right? We all meet up in Vegas, and who's that new porn guy? Something Mac. The white guy.
Matt Turner.
Yeah, the white guy, and he daps up around like, "What's up, master? Like how you been? You taught me some things the other day. Like I said and worked on it. I can see it now.
I would not call a white man master.
Haran giving out porno classes.
I would not call a white man master. What are you talking
about? No, he calling you master. Oh, he calling you master like you trained him. He was like this. I think that's what's gonna happen. Like Haran's random porn stars.
What is happening?
I have no clue.
Listen. Haran is one of those guys where everybody just knows him, and for some reason, it'll be a lot of porn people. It looks like it. It's a fact.
Haran,
you see?
You see? Up, or
you see? He's not denying nothing, and I just guessed 100% of that.
I'll just say no one has any proof.
Okay, so, Tova, I just want to say to Tova, you are more than welcome, darling. Whenever you're ready to come up, we will be here shooting the shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was going into Walmart with one of my girlfriends recently, and I was in Atlanta, and this porn star was walking out and he looked at me like, you know who I am. I'm like,
oh.
Oh, y'all are nasty. Every single one of you heathens.
I told you I went to them parties at Heather Hunter's house are interesting.
Oh yeah, I went down to Dumbo looking for Heather's ass.
Who?
I wanted to be invited to one of her parties.
Did you go, Lily?
No, I still ain't found her yet.
Heather Hunter.
Yeah. I'm gonna just start going. Y'all see Heather?
Yeah, her parties are very interesting. I was like, okay.
I can imagine.
I was like, okay.
Oh, she's not a rapper. Oh, okay.
No, she's not a rapper. She's a porn star.
Oh, I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting Tristan's like 23.
Yeah, like I googled her, right, and the Wikipedia says American rapper, blah blah blah, and then
she tried to rap
on images. I'm like, oh, she was not rapping. That is not the type of microphone I thought she had.
Oh no, she was rapping. She was rapping something else.
Yeah, she rapped around just more of a
like she was rapping.
Yeah,
it was just not rapping.
see, I like, but you know what? Jen has this thing of causing chaos behind the scenes with other people. Because last week when she mentioned about the followings, right? Like, oh, Tristan, all these girls following, blah, blah, blah. Tell me why this past weekend I didn't know I had how many I was following, right? It was like 7,000, right? I didn't know. And all of a sudden that became an issue for somebody else. And I'm like, I have to delete all these things. And with Instagram, you could only delete a certain amount at a certain time.
Oh, for real?
And I got suspended all weekend because I unfollowed too many people. I'm like,
yeah, you can't do it too fast or too many. Yeah. I think. Well, the last time I checked, it was like, yeah.
Okay, so what you mean you got in trouble? Somebody was watching the show?
No, it's a girl.
I didn't say that part, but I'm saying all of a
Donovan says
sudden, all of
7,000
a
big
sudden,
butts.
exactly. You know what I'm saying,
7,000 big
Donovan?
butts.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I was like, how is this an issue now after she said that?
Sí, pero. That desensitizes you. So good. Get rid of them. That way, whenever you see your girls, but it's exciting.
Well,
It's
I'm
true.
deleting them. Well, what she told me made sense because to me, I always look. This is how I always look at Jen. And when people tell me some things,
Mhm.
if you're saying, hey, it's not a problem, but it feels like it could be. So I'm like, if they think it's a problem, somebody who's trying to either do business or something like that is gonna be like, that's a problem. So I'm like, okay, let me get rid of these. And it's been a frustrating, almost $100 trying to get this stuff done.
You gotta
Listen,
mix it up,
every time a
Tristan.
guy, mix it up. Like every time a guy tries to holler at me, the first thing I do is go see his follower, the list. The first thing, before I even, oh, hi, how are you? I go to, and if all he's following is a bunch of chicks, no, gracias. I already know what you're doing here.
Yep.
You're on the buffet.
Yep. We had this conversation. You know, you and I are on the same
I like guys.
page.
This is game. I like guys that have them dry looking Instagram pages. Look like their lighting is off in their pictures and shit. They fuck. I like them guys. The guys ain't following that many people. Not that many people following them. Like they have a better shot. Them other guys that are greased up in the pictures and they following 7,000 butts. No.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna look at you. I might look at you, and that's it. I don't want to talk to you.
I may ask your age, and then that's it.
Right.
Ooh, if that guy was single, honey.
Tova says, I love you guys, and Jen, you remind me of my sister. Like a lot.
Like a lot.
It's crazy how similar you are to my sister. Both
Oh,
gorgeous
thank
and
you.
outgoing. Oh.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Hopefully we'll get you up here. Freaky Friday. Tristan, do you know what the subject is on Freaky Friday this Friday?
My
Did you
favorite
hear?
topic.
No.
You
My
didn't hear,
favorite topic.
Tristan. Friday?
So it's about dicks?
Yes, it's Dick Day.
Hold on. How did you know that was my favorite topic? You should have lied and act like it was about
Yeah, how did you know that?
Yeah.
I have 7 sisters.
There it is. There it is. Well,
When you say Freaky Friday and the excitement from Lily's face, I'm like, oh, it's about dicks.
it's gonna be Dick Day. We're gonna talk about every dick, every style, every size, how we
As you
feel
can
about
tell,
them.
I'm used to these conversations. Trust me, it is.
Okay.
No, I am like,
We're going to talk about size, shape. We'll talk about ED. We'll talk about color. We'll talk about taste. We'll talk about circumcised, not circumcised. Friday is Dick Day. It's going to be Dick Day. All day Dick Day on Friday. So if you want to know what women think about your dicks, fellas, on the block with Jen Friday.
Your
Friday
dick
night.
will be discussed.
That
this
chat
Friday.
gonna be filled with women.
Listen. Listen, you know what it's like hearing your sister.
Right.
You know what it's like hearing your sister tell you. No, well, she ain't tell me, right? You playing the game and you hear your sister says, "Oh, he got a monster, but he suck." I'm like, I don't want to hear that while I'm playing Halo.
Shelly, we need you up here on Friday. Shelly, join us on Friday. Get your, do your face real cute like you be doing it on your lives. Hey, come on up here. We need some feminine energy to share about some.
Yes,
dicks.
we do. Yes, we do. It can't just be me and Lily up here talking dicks. Come on, guys. We need some ladies, and I'll invite some ladies too.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen all the dicks, so we need women that have seen different types of dicks.
I've seen a few.
So we need, I haven't seen, I can't talk about all the dicks because I haven't,
a few hundred,
right?
a few.
I think collectively, all the ones that Lili's seen, all the ones that I've seen, all the ones that the other women see, we could cover all the dicks.
You pretty much. That's the dick gambit. You'll be able.
Yeah, we don't just want to cover a couple of dicks. We got to cover all of them.
Yes. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. I think I'll be in the chat for that one.
No, because y'all gonna have questions.
I'll come up for the questions when it comes down to
that.
It's just something like the optics of that, and if someone steps in the room,
listen, and I'm gonna prove. And I'm gonna prove to all the men who swear they're more sexual than women and they see women a certain way. I'm gonna prove how women talk about y'all after the fact, after being with y'all gonna see the way we talk. Y'all gonna be the fly on the wall you always wanted to be. Friday on the blog with Jen. Friday.
You don't want that. Brothers don't talk.
They don't know.
Ugly. They don't.
Oh, they don't
What-
know.
Women are disgusting.
Yeah.
I am letting it be. That is a fact. The way they talk about the men, I'm like this. I'm just gonna be nice, so I don't have to hear nothing. Because listen, it don't matter how big you are. I've seen it. They will praise this man and his sex game, but the moment you piss her off, you little and you can't defend yourself.
It cuts your dick in half once you piss us off.
You
Like you lose half a dick.
cannot defend yourself.
You automatically you lose half your dick. If we mad at you, we're gonna tell you what we really think. Like, yeah. Just for the record,
I remember one time before I was hanging out with like maybe two of my female friends, and one of them, she was just seemed distraught and upset. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she says, yeah, I finally got, with that dude that I was trying to get with for months.
That's the worst.
It was, I was psyched up. I was my best shit, blah, blah, blah. And this motherfucker told me he was going to tear this shit down. So he was like, and she said, I swear to you, this motherfucker's dick was half as big as this goddamn picture. And she said he had the nerve to sit there and behave like he was killing a pussy. Like he was killing that shit. Like he was just all in.
Oh, we're gonna discuss all of
that. I was just sitting there just like,
we're gonna talk shape, color, size, stroke game, curves. We're gonna discuss it all Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, fellas, I'm telling you, these women disrespect the fuck out of y'all.
It's true.
That's why this is the reason why Tristan. This is the reason. I'm so sorry, Lily. What would you say?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just replaying certain conversations I've had with my bestie over the years. Yeah. I'm having flashbacks of certain conversations. I'm like, oh yeah, we're bad. We're bad.
I'm gonna have notes. I'm coming with my notes.
Yeah.
But listen, Tristan. This is one of the reasons why, when it comes to a lot of manosphere conversations, and I just sit down and I just listen to some of these shits, and I'm just saying to myself, like, I can tell. See, the problem is that a lot of these manosphere dudes, they sit here and they tell you the shit that fucks you up. They tell you don't have female friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they fuck y'all up. No, I keep a certain set of women that are female friends. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Yes, I've slept with a few of them, but that's not the point. They're friends of mine. We're friends.
Uh-huh.
But I still sit down and ask questions. I still listen to them talk, how they communicate to each other. And trust me.
You get into their head through their mouth.
Exactly. And they are far worse than men when it comes to
look at Don already cheating on me. Look at Don already cheating on me. Talking about he gonna be busy on Friday. Fuck that bitch. How about that? Fuck that bitch.
And fuck that job. Fuck your job.
That's your competition for the land, Jen.
For real, that bitch.
She trying to get them couple of acres too, baby.
You ain't the only one that could gut something, Don Levon. Fuck that bitch, okay? Let me tell you something. You talk about he gonna be busy Friday. We about to have our first argument.
Yes, right.
We go up late on Friday night. So if you're gonna be busy Friday night, who you gonna be with? Fuck that bitch.
Don Levon, I'm telling you right now, she will call you at 3:00 in the morning.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
Ooh, look what Don Levon said. Shit. Lily, read that for me. I can't. I gotta hold my heart.
Jen. I can have you change your show from On the Block with Jen to On the Island.
That's a Playboy game right there, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's how it was done, Don Levon. That's how you gotta play it, baby.
Hey, I look good in a bikini, baby. Let's go. No, because where you gonna be Friday?
Right.
No.
Yeah, she just not let him live at all.
You're not cheating on the block.
Mm-mm.
He's not cheating.
Yo, Friday's gonna be lit tomorrow. What is we doing tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
I would like to do viewers' choice. You guys tell me what the topic should be mañana, or you guys could DM me or on the Block with Jen at Gmail. Let me know. Let me know.
Wait,
Give me
did
some.
I just send you that video of that new ugly passport, bro? Where the
You send me some.
where
You
the
send me
Thailand
something.
girl was being disrespectful as fuck.
What video?
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about.
Oh, wait, she was like mushing him in the face.
Y'all showed that made my day. She was like, and she knew exactly.
We might need to go there tomorrow to that video, Jen.
Huh?
We might need to go there and talk about that video tomorrow.
Oh, about them. Oh yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
Like, yeah, we can do that and maybe another topic in addition to it. I don't know.
If I hear back from this woman, we could do her tomorrow. If not, I mean, we got tons of shit in the DMs. I'll sift through something. Cause Friday. Oh,
she is so excited for Friday.
Oh, I'm uber dupers. Yeah, excited too, because you want to know when your dick comes up, what we think about it. Yeah, excited too. What are you talking about?
Be afraid. Be very, very afraid.
Yeah, excited.
Well, I don't know why y'all think I'm afraid, because I'm the one that asks questions.
What is going on? No, what is going on?
I don't even want to know, man. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what that means.
Listen, it's gonna be.
I don't even want to.
Body.
I don't even want to.
Yo.
Yes, we will be discussing pink meat.
We're gonna be discussing. Oh, and then man, I hope I could find them again. But I've seen some freaking vibrators that are on the market now, like on Instagram and on Facebook. If I can screen video those, I'll bring them, because some of the vibrators I've seen are like good hints for how men should be moving.
They're state of the art.
Yeah, the way like they're getting those vibrators to move. I'm not talking about the regular rabbit that spins. They got some new shit on the market. So if I could find those videos again, I'll bring them so y'all could see. All right, them vibrators. You can learn some shit from those vibrators. Just saying. Friday, Freaky Friday. Okay, we're gonna be here. All right. So are we done? Can I go pee and eat? I mean, I'm not gonna be here all night. Jesus.
You can do that.
You was the one trying to figure out the topic for tomorrow, and you mad at us. You was a regular boss. You were just a regular boss. It is your fault that you mad at us.
I'm not.
You're that regional man. Why didn't we make our quota? Remember, you told us to leave early yesterday?
Perhaps. Look at us doing 3 hours. Let's get out of here, man.
Yeah, I need to go have my me time and watch some TV or pretend to watch TV, because I end up bored and forgetting that it's on.
Yeah, and I'm starving, and I have some yummy leftovers left because I cook. I'm fit, feminine, and not friendly.
Tristan, are you going to take us out?
Yes. I love you all. Class dismissed. I got homework. I got to go. I have no...
Damn, I don't feel that love.
Let me get my jacket and my things. Jesus. All right, I'm leaving. Tristan said, God just called you an Uber.
Get out of here.
Leave the money on the dresser.
Okay. Tristan is
No. Don't leave the money on the dresser. Leave. You got to go. Fire alarm.
Oh, Tristan said, I'm going to call you an Uber. I got somewhere to be. All right, Tristan, we leaving.
Y'all are terrible.
Good night, guys. See you mañana. See you in the DMs. Love you all.
Good night, everybody.
Class dismissed.
If you're here for any absurd reason still, hit that like and subscribe on your way out. Come back mañana. We'll be talking some more jazz with some show and tell. And don't forget Friday, Freaky Friday, will be all about dicks. Yep. All right. Good night, guys. Don't forget to support the show with a Cash App if you're catching the replay. See you tomorrow. Mama's hungry. Good night.